got one for you guys today. Another day of paradise. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Lower that music down. Von Byram, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Him downstairs. What's going on? How you doing, brother? Happy to see you guys in here tonight. Well, today for me, this morning. Let me turn this music off. Let's show you guys come in here. A little more you guys come in here. Now, I got one for you today. I'm sure. Have you guys seen what happened? Right? What's going on, driver FC3S? How you doing? My brother Rodzilla, what's going on? Chaz C, what's going on? Brian Bonner said headed back to Cuba. That's cool, man. Few days, but I can't wait to arrive in the Philippines. We can't wait to see you, man. All right, let me turn this music off now. All right, now, guys. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the Lapeef Network. I'm sure you guys know Ameera. Now, yesterday, I was scrolling through. I'm on YouTube, right? And I'm scrolling through, and I look at Passport Bros content from time to time, see what's going on, right? So I see her. I see what she said. Now, this is the thing. I know you guys are going to say, Jay, aren't you just going to get on her? No, I'm not. I'll tell you why. Because she has a point, and I'll break it down as I react to what she said, right? She has a point in a lot of things. Now, what I mean by that, when you look up what's happening with Passport Bros, right? Smooth New York, how you doing? But let me get right into it. I'm gonna react to her right away to the first video. And I have the video broken down in smaller segments, right? What's going on, Floyd Aaron? Aaron, how you doing? I got it broken down in smaller segments, right? And I'm gonna break that down and go over what she's saying and break down each point as she says it. So let me jump right into it. No time like the present. All right, here we go. Here's video number 1.
How many marriages do you see happening overseas because a man went to a country and said, you know what? I am vetting a woman. I'm not sleeping with her. I'm not sleeping with the neighborhood talent. I'm not riding the neighborhood.
All right, now let me start that over, guys.
How many marriages do you see happening overseas because a man went to a country and said, you know what? I am vetting a woman. I'm not sleeping with her. I'm not sleeping with the neighborhood talent. I'm not riding the neighborhood bicycles. I'm not doing that. No, 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 no. I'm here strictly because I want to find a woman. I want to find a proper woman, a proper lady, a proper wife. I am vetting and I'm taking my time and I'm doing. No, I don't see that. What I see is a bunch of men posting pictures online in Brazil on the beautiful beaches with the white sands, and that's all beautiful and lovely, of course. But I see them posting pictures saying, look at the beautiful women here. Look at the beautiful women here. Why don't we have this in America? Why doesn't America have women like this? Oh, look, they're so beautiful and feminine and sweet, and they'll do anything for me. Yeah, because you have money. Women, they're not stupid. They see you, Passport Bro.
So that's one part of what she said, right? Now, this is why I reacted to her. It wasn't even because of this, right? It was because she said Filipinos, or not even just Filipinos, Asian men in general, Asian parents won't accept their daughters dating a passport bro, right? What she said here, she's not 100% wrong on this part. I do not totally disagree with that. But most guys show, she broke it down right. She said most guys are showing themselves going to these different countries, going to Brazil, going to Thailand, going to the Philippines, and they're just showing themselves with beautiful women, saying they're submissive, and that does happen, right? You break it down on TikTok. You go through TikTok, you see passport bros. Them guys will show a woman in Colombia somewhere with a BBL, right? I'm sure many of you guys have seen it. You see a woman in Colombia with a BBL, and so OB said, "What's up, JLB? Then all cool. Gold diggers don't have an ethnicity." Yeah, and I'll break that down. Now, you see a woman with a BBL, or you see guys break down. Okay, I'm out in Dominican Republic, right? Or I'm out in Thailand, and they'll be on the strip and saying they're going for submissive woman. Now, I guess Ameera just don't get out as much. It's not that she doesn't get out as much. What happened with her, she's not doing a lot of research, right? And she's going off of what she sees. And if you look at the short form content out there, the TikToks, you see the YouTube shorts, and that's what most people are looking at, right? They're eating up the short content. The same thing that happened with Kevin Samuels. A woman said, "Oh, he's just bashing women," and never watched an hour live stream and seen what he really had to say and seen how he broke it down, right? Same thing with her. She sees all this content, and there's not much. There's not many passport bros showing themselves going out for marriage, showing themselves going out and actually getting submissive women, right? So she's not 100% wrong, but she is wrong with the way she's putting it out there. Now you can't go online not doing enough research and put it out there and have a live call-in show for guys to come in to dispute you and go back and forth with you, and you clearly haven't done enough research. That's just not right. So Saint Sarah says she's Lebanese. Okay. So that right there is just not enough, right? But let me go on to the second video, guys. Let me go right into the second one.
No, okay, but still, what I'm saying is that what I see, and I'm not talking about sexuality, guys. I see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna say anything about that area because I wouldn't know. But one thing I do know is Brazil. I know Brazil. I know Vietnam. I know the Philippines. These places are not they're not places where you find the most chaste, obedient women. And a lot of people think, especially these passport bros, they believe I go there. These women are so kind and submissive to me. Yeah, because they want your money. You don't know that Asian women. Oh my God, Asian women are the most biggest gold diggers you'll ever meet. Asian women are. People always thought white women were, but no, 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 no. The ones that are quiet are the ones that are the worst. These Asian women are the worst gold diggers in the whole wide world. And you think that they're going to let anything stop them from getting your money? They won't. They'll be as kind and as submissive and as, oh, honey, we love you a long time. They will do that for you because they want what you have. They want you to give them that dream, that American dream. Because Asian women love nothing more than to brag and show off in front of their Asian other friends, the Asian girls, so they can say, oh, I'm the best. They love nothing more than that.
Asian women are the biggest gold diggers. So pretty much what she's saying, Asian women are the biggest gold diggers. Asian women are not marriageable. She said she understands. That's pretty much what she's saying right now. She said she understands Philippines. She understands Vietnam, right? Now, and later she suggests for guys to go to countries where the women aren't marriageable. How do I know this? You ask me, okay, Jay, how do you know? I simply looked up. Common sense would tell me to go look up the divorce rates, right? So I'm going to share that right now. Let me share the divorce rates with you guys. You guys got to see this. Now, the divorce rates here show the lowest divorce rates here. See, the top 6 country lowest divorce rates, Vietnam. The reason why Philippines is not there, because there's no divorce here yet, right? You guys know that. I'm not saying that Philippines is the best when it comes to marriage, because marriage is rocky everywhere. But she's trying to bash countries where there's no divorce and where the divorce is the lowest. Vietnam, right? One of the lowest divorce rates around. And then you turn around and then you look at what's happening when they get over there in the country, right? They're staying marriage and they're having the highest educations. But so guys aren't supposed to go try, pretty much. It's like a deterrent, but it doesn't make sense. You know what throws me off a little bit? Let me move this. You know what throws me off a little bit? Is that you guys have seen her for so many years, or you've seen her for some time. I can't say so many, but you guys have seen her for some time on the Lapeef Network, and she usually, yeah, exactly, she's showcasing ignorance, but she usually puts out good content on that network, right? I was shocked to see that she wouldn't do any research and then just go and start spewing out information. Blew my mind. I said, "What is this? What is this woman doing?" You know. And of course, and the problem is she's right in some way, right? Woman giving men advice. Go figure. It's true. And but then she's right somewhat, because you have a lot of guys. Think about everything you see negative. Oh, a guy got unalived in the Philippines. He's a passport bro. A guy went out and went somewhere and did this. He's a passport bro, right? And be honest, guys, you guys know I didn't even claim passport bros until this year. I'm an expat, right? Most of you guys have been watching me when I first started. Not even really passport bros, right? You guys have been watching this content for a while. You guys have been before passport bros was popular. You guys have been seeing this is the way, right? I should have had the clip of the Mandalorian, because it's true. It's like this is the way, right? And it's not even. Thanks a lot for the super chat. Another day in paradise. I appreciate it, man. But it's not even a save yourself black man, right? It's really save your seed black man. So that's why so many men out there are single and childless, because they're saving their seed, right? Because they have to. Yeah, and him downstairs, right? She said passport bros was such disdain. The blind leading the blind, exactly. That's exactly what it is. The blind leading the blind. And thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Actually, while I'm getting these super chats, I gotta
Thank you for the money, and thank you for the money, and you thank you for the money, and thank you
I
for
gotta
the money, and you
I
thank
gotta
you
play
for
some
the
stuff for you
money, and
guys.
thank you.
But yeah, thanks a lot for that, man. But no, you're right. It's the blind leading the blind, and it's easy to bash guys, right? You see so many things. Oh, the guys are leaving. Oh, something must be wrong with them. Oh, they don't have enough money. Oh, they can't make the cut. And some of us can't. I'm honest. Some of us can't make the cut. Why is that? Like, you guys have seen, I didn't even react to it yet. You guys have seen a recent video of women saying they won't date bus drivers. There's some bus drivers making 60, 70,000. You bus driver for a couple of years, making a piece of change, right? Bus drivers are being bashed. You guys see it all the time. And now you're being told that you won't be accepted. Like, guys, when I met my wife's father, right? Only thing he cared about was that I loved his daughter. That's all he cared about. And will you have some situations where, because of your complexion, they may not agree with you? Yeah, that can happen. But does it really happen on a small percentage, right? But this is the thing, and why it's bad for her to do that. And I'm shocked that They let her come out on a live like that, right? Because the people that run that network clearly know. They clearly know. I gotta bring my baby in. Okay, you ready? I see you in the background ready, okay? I want you to come up and give your input. I'm gonna bring you on. You could talk without showing the camera. You can bring you in, but so you can chime in from here and there. But what's going on?
Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Yeah.
We're back and doing live, and
Hmm.
yeah, I watched all the videos, but yeah, I'll shut up now.
Yeah. Well, Kay actually was the one that got the videos over to me, and thank you for that, Kay. But I was shocked. Kay got all the videos, and I said, "Whoa." Oh no, no, no. They are ended Virgo. That's what she said, and I didn't even get to that clip yet. But she said that in another clip. She said we're not accepted by Asian fathers, right? And I said, "Whoa, that's." I said, "Then why all these guys marrying Filipinas and guys even going to Vietnam?" And you know what they like to say? They go, "Oh, you don't go to places. Guys are not going to places like Germany. Guys, and I think guys need to show up more. And I got to start reacting to it because there's guys going to Germany. There's guys going to Russia. Not right now, but guy, you know what I mean, right? Guys have been traveling everywhere. And she said it. She said, "Well, you're not going here." And women like to say that, "Oh, you're not going here. You're not going there." No, guys are going there. Guys are going there. You have guys going to Germany, guys going to Korea, guys are going to every country in the world and finding happiness. This is not just a thing that, the guys that are broke. And I'll be straight honest. When I left, I wasn't rich. I wasn't rich at all. But a lot of guys that are leaving have know-how, right? Have know-how. They know, okay, let me save this, let me do this, let me plan this, let me do this, let me do that. Boom, 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 boom. They put it together, then make a stack comes, another stack comes, and before you know it, that guy is a high value man. That's what the passport bros are doing. Not even just passport bros, men that are traveling. I'm gonna stop saying that, right? But that's the name though that's gotten popular. So I'll claim it, right? And so Blue Boggins, thanks for the super chat, brother. He said, I've spent the vast majority of the past 10 years living overseas, and I have zero idea why does anyone care what these three or fours think about passport bros, expats. Well, no, it's not that, Blue Baggins. And thanks a lot for the super chat, man. Thanks a lot for the super chat. Hold on, let me
You spare me $1, I'm really hungry. You spare me $1, I'm really hungry. You spare me $1, I'm really hungry.
yeah, man, thanks for that. And you know what it is? It's that hope, right? Blue Baggins, you know what has to be talked about by guys like me? Hope is being bashed. Do you know how many guys look at the passport bro movement? And it's not even that. See, because before you have certain guys that looked at expats, right? But ever since the passport bro name got popular, so many guys are looking at it now saying, I want to follow that. It's like the Mandalorian. This is the way, right? So when that's happening, when you have the little strags try to come in and bash it, especially on a network like that, right? Because that's not even the views of the network. I wouldn't even put that on the whole network. I put that on her, right? That's not that network of views. You may have some women on the network that may think like that as well, but that's not them, you know. You got people like Anton Daniels over there that has some sense, and other people, that have sense. That's her views. So guys, and I like that picture too, by the way. That's the guy. I forgot the name from that movie. I forgot the name of it. But guys have to speak up. Yeah, I love the Mandalorian. Yep. And that's what it is. All the guys that's speaking up with us is like the other Mandalorian. They're part of the crew. And him downstairs, thanks for the super chat, brother. He said, hilarious. She would not care less if it wasn't on YouTube. Trifling. And it was done. It was done for to be viral, right? to get guys to react, which of course guys gonna react. It's one of those things. Guys have to react. It's like when you see the manosphere, right? The black manosphere, and everything talked about. They react to everything, right? They react. If you notice that, you watch my man O'Shea or you watch any one of those guys, Media Couture reviews. They're reacting to every single thing that comes across the table, right? Because it needs to be touched on. Everything needs to be touched on to for guys to understand. No, it's not okay anymore. And the guys that are leaving. You know why it doesn't really matter? It's not okay, but it still doesn't matter because of what guys are getting. Because of what guys are getting, and that's why I try to show that. And also, if anybody else has a story, contact me to blackfilipino@gmail.com. I want to tell you a story because guys need to see it, you know. And then also, not even just telling the stories. You know, pretty soon. I don't want to talk about what I'm going to do soon, but you guys will see it. You guys already can see it's coming.
Yeah, I just want to share, Jay, because I was watching the whole like the live stream, some part of it. The only thing I don't like is like you can me. Usually based on experience, and she's not Filipina to say like Filipina or gold digger, and then Asian parents were not gonna like Black American. You cannot say that if you're not experiencing it. You can sometimes just you Jay. We met a lot of Black American that coming to the Philippines, giving their story, good story, even bad, but mostly good story. So before you share your opinion, you need to have like you need to experience it. Is that because you see it online all over the place, but you need to experience it. You're not a Filipino to say that Filipino are gold digger just because you see one person that's gold digger. All Filipino Asians are gold digger all over the world. Asian are the most gold digger all over the world. So it's really like you need to experience it. You know, you need to be a Filipino to say that. You have no right to say that to an Asian that we are gold digger because you're not Asian. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna share later. Again.
No, and you know what's crazy, Kay? When you broke that down, the reason why it makes sense because she said she said, I know the Philippines, I know Vietnam, I know Brazil, right? You can't say things like that. You can't say things like that because you're doing the same thing that all of the other women were doing. Women keep doing that and putting down these countries now. It's not going to be just me after this, right? You guys know. I just jumped on it because I seen it and I said, you know what? Let me get on this right now. But the, all of the Filipino didn't even get on it yet. This is fresh, right? This was what 13 hours ago. Can we see this video you speak of? Let me get into another video right now. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll post another one right now because I have to react to this. Let me drop another one for you
Did
guys.
you read the video of the comment of
Oh yeah,
Brendan for
yeah.
the super chat?
Oh yeah. Thanks a lot for the super chat, Remy Kunli. He said I lived in Japan for 15 years and was accepted by every girlfriend's father. And this is in Japan. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She thinks that the family overseas is the same as American families, and it's not. It's not. You know. You know what it is? It is about money. She's right, it is. But it's not gold digging. It's what every woman is hypergamous naturally. It's common sense. Of course it's about money. Nobody wants a bum. The guys that are traveling are not bums. They're not. You gotta face the fact. The good guys got away, right? There's guys that left that. There's guys that are becoming IT experts. There's guys that are becoming better at so many different things, social media, just so they can leave. These are not these guys may be coming from $40,000, $50,000 jobs and turning that into 60 and higher. You know, they're killing it because they have to kill it in order to be able to leave like that. And they be able to travel around, right? And to be able to move around the way they do. So there's no possible way. But let me play this next clip for you guys.
the other side of this issue. Most of the passport bros tend to be black. Am I gonna? Do you guys want me to say it? I'll say it if no one else will, because I'm not afraid of saying the truth. What you're going to find when you go as a black man to countries that are very much racist. I'm not gonna try to. I was gonna try to give you guys down the soft words, like, oh, a country that doesn't accept this or this. No, they're racist. They're racist, fully racist. Yeah, yeah. They're more racist than your lovely America. But what you're gonna find there as a black man, you go there with a big wad of money, right, in your pocket, and you say, I'm a passport bro. Forget these Western women. I'm going to the East. No, I'm going to South America. I'm going to find me a woman with this here money. Going to put her in this here bag, put her over my shoulder, and I'm going to haul her back home. That's what I'm going to do. Good luck. As soon as you go there, you're going to have to deal with the family. You're going to have to see her father. You're going to have to see what they may say or what they may not say, but we know what they could be thinking about that situation. So I don't believe that the majority of Asian men who have a daughter want to give their daughter to a black man. I don't believe that the majority of Thai or Filipino men who have their daughter think, you know what, I can't wait for my daughter to grow up and to get taken away by a black man. I don't know. I don't know that to happen too often, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is an abundance of men wanting to get their daughters off to black American men. Who knows?
And I'll tell you why. That there are so many that want to give their daughters to black American men because they meet us and they go, wait a minute. Because I'm gonna tell you what happens. Everybody listens to the stereotypes, right? They do. They listen to the stereotypes and go, all of them are thugs, right? All of them are like this. And then they meet us and go, wait a minute. Jay's not like that. Jay is very aggressive, but Jay's not a thug. Jay's not like that. Jay's not walking around, you know, like a Neanderthal. Jay's not out here looking to rob people. You know, everything they say. But they put the pookiness on everybody, right? And yeah, some even happens. I can't. I told you guys about my experience already before. And thanks for the super chat. Let me see. Blue Baggins. Blue Baggins. Thanks for the super chat, brother. He said, I've had dads, uncles try to hook me up with daughters and nieces in the Philippines more than once. That does happen. That's so true. And yeah, I want to actually Blue Baggins contact me. I want to speak with you about that. I may bring you up on a live stream actually to talk about it if you have time, because that does happen in the Philippines, right? Or you guys know some of you guys be in the US and they'll say, oh, I want you to hook you up with my niece, or I want to hook you up with my cousin. It happens, right? That's a known thing to have. You know how many guys have told me that? Same thing Blue Baggins said. So many guys have said that. Everywhere, oh, they want to hook me up, and you know, they do. Because they meet us and go, wait a minute. And they already know us already for a lot of guys that were military, right? A lot of guys were military and were in the Philippines, and they know us for that. Not even the culture, right? And I'm talking about just the Philippines. I'm talking about all over. I'm talking about all over Asia, all over the world. They meet us and go, wait a minute, it's not like that. And there's so many other guys with YouTube channels. I forgot there's another brother named Passport. I forgot his name. But he was in Germany taking videos. This thing is global, man. And guys are connecting globally. It's not just Brazil. They try to say Brazil and Philippines and the CD areas, and just Thailand, the CD areas, and DR, the CD areas. No. Guys are international now. You can't stop it. Guys are international. Guys are connecting internationally, and guys are networking internationally now. You can't stop us. It's not to be stopped.
Hungry. Can you
And
spare me a
thank you
dollar?
for
I'm
the
really
super
hungry.
chat.
Can you spare me a dollar? I'm really hungry. Can you spare me a dollar? I'm really hungry. Can you spare me?
Which one are you reading?
Yeah, we have him downstairs here. He said, I'm definitely investing pharmaceuticals. These women on prescribed meds is excellent. And then another super chat from Swords. He said, what's funny is that these women aiming at passport bros act like they ever had a chance. If they did, most fellas wouldn't leave in the first place. Thank you for the super chat, guys.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And you know, it's come to a point where guys are seeing the truth, and guys are with it all the way. A lot of you guys been here forever, right? I did a live the other day. I was in a workspace, and you guys were showing. I was like, man, this was the old crew from the nighttime. But guys have been on it, and not just the Philippines. Guys are going everywhere, and I love seeing it, man. I want guys to have hope. I want guys to have dreams and make their dreams a reality, right? Some guys will say, "Oh, I'm getting tired of hearing about that stuff back home." No, 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 no. This is global now. It's global now, and you know we can't let our brothers receive tongue lashings from these women, and guys are not hearing it anyway. But still, when things like this happens, it has to be jumped on immediately. It does because it doesn't stop. I got another one. I mean, let me put the next one. And Katie didn't even get me the whole thing. It was more.
I send you four. Five, actually. I
Okay,
send you five.
I'm gonna check that next one after this. Let me see this here.
But the other thing is, I've seen that the passport bros go to these countries. I've seen one of them. He made a video. It was so funny. He was in the Philippines, I believe, or Thailand. Or Vietnam. Vietnam. He was in Vietnam. He was walking down the street, yeah, walking past all of these massage parlors, and it really looked like, you know, a red light district. He was walking past all of them, and he is a tall black man, very handsome, I may say, handsome black man walking down the street, and then he goes, "Look, all these Asian women, they want me." Do you guys see that video? It's on YouTube. It's on the shorts. If you guys go into the shorts, it's on there. He goes with his phone and he's like, "Look at how they like me. Look." And all of the girls were like, "Hi. I can see you. Oh, come here. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, no." Oh yeah, all of that. Come on, internet, keep up. Get it together, internet. He did that. And I sat there and thought, do you know why they're doing that? They're doing that because they assume that you have money. This has nothing to do with you being cute. This has nothing to do with you being a tall black man. This is all about them knowing that you're an American. But I believe passport bros think, oh, look, they like me. Over here, I'm a king. In America, I'm nothing, but over here, I'm a king. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, oh my god. All right. All right. Okay. Now go try that in Tajikistan, in Turkmenistan, in Azerbaijan, in the countries that are actually serious about marriage, in the countries that will actually give you a proper wife, the wife that you're actually looking for. No, 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 you won't go there. But you want to go to the countries that you know that the women are free and loose with it. That's where you want to go. You want to go to Brazil. I don't I that's why look, I was all for it in the beginning because I thought that they were serious. I thought that they were going to go to Middle East, go find, go do it, take your shot there, do something. But I mean, honestly, it's just disappointing. It's disappointing. Disappointing to see. I was just speaking, and then I look at the chat, and you guys are nutcases in the chat. I love it. Okay, but
See, she loved the attention. And she said, why don't you guys go to Middle East? Why would we go to the Middle East? Right? We're not everybody's Muslim. If I was Muslim, or if one of you guys were Muslim, you would go to Middle East, right? Because that's why you're gonna go there, because you want to convert the Muslim. Like what she said didn't make any sense. I don't know what she's thinking. Like, why would a guy go there? I can see if she said go to Africa. Let me look at some of these divorce rates here and show you some places to go. Right now, I can see if she said, one second, guys. I can see if she said go to Sri Lanka, or go to Guatemala, go to Vietnam, the place she bashed, right? Or even Philippines, where there's no divorce. Of course, Philippines still has the modern ways, and so does Vietnam, but still, it's a better selection. Peru, South Africa, not South Africa. It's probably lowest divorce rates there because there's no divorce. But Colombia, Chile, Ireland. She could have said one of those places. Malta, United Arab Emirates is there, but even Venezuela, right? And guys want to go somewhere, and they have other countries in there, but a lot of countries aren't on here. So this is not showing all of the countries to go to, but you have other African countries to go to, many other places to go. But if a guy, only way a guy would go to Middle East is if he was Muslim. But still, at the same time, guys, I get what she's saying. She is 1,000,000% right in that case, right? Guys, what's happening is guys are going to these city areas and saying woman is submissive, right? They're going to get pros in Colombia, going to get pros in DR, going to get pros in Thailand, or even pros in the Philippines, because the guys are doing that too, or other countries, even Vietnam, just like she said. And they're saying, look, all these women want me. And then it's misleading to other guys. Like a guy will go to Colombia or go to Mexico or something like that and have 10 women walk into the room and say, oh, look, passport bros are winning. Why would 10 women be walking in the room with you? Like, are you actually, if 10 women walking in the room, you're hosting a dating service? Like, it looks like you're picking up women, right? Like, what are you showing guys? You're showing guys that and saying the passport bros are winning. And that's what she sees, right? She doesn't see the content that's good for passport bros. She doesn't watch that because all the content on TikTok, the short form videos, are that. They show women lining up and guys showing her like, that's where we're going. And it's like, bro, you're showing, and she's right somewhat. She's not 1,000,000% wrong. Let me see. Malik Kwali, thanks a lot for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Let me read Malik Kwali super chat.
Me a dollar, I'm really hungry. You spare me a dollar, I'm really hungry.
Yeah, so Malik Kwali said, FTB, who cares really? I know where she can go. Yeah, I heard that, man. I heard that. Definitely.
You're sharing the share.
Oh,
You're
hold
in the
up.
sharing.
Let me
Well,
take this off.
I gotta
It's sharing off. But what you
I
gonna say,
gonna
bro?
I gonna share my opinion with that because not all passport bro are YouTubers. Not all passport bros that came that coming to other countries are showing like taking pictures, taking videos because they're silently leaving and they are like they're living happily in outside the US or outside their country they're coming from. So she cannot generalize stuff like that. That's but the only thing is this other people that taking videos that they're not really an actual passport bro are damaging the name of passport bro. So what I mean is there's a receipt but people doesn't take a pictures all the time. They're just leaving, they're leaving quietly. There's a lot of successful men leaving the US and successful passport bro, but they're not taking videos, they're not YouTubers. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna share.
No, you're right. And the thing is, even the passport bros that's traveling for relations, right? You got some guys out there doing that. It's different. Like if you're doing it once, twice, I don't accept it. But I can't judge you, right? I can't tell you what I accept. Do what you're going to do. So it's all up to you. But if that's all you're doing, you can't do that and then say, I'm getting better woman, I'm getting submissive woman. It's just misleading, right? You're misleading the other guys that want to come over. Because there's some guys out there that want to be pastor bros that can't get women now. Think about that. There's guys putting this content out on TikTok, and guys are gonna go overseas thinking, oh, okay. And then even at the same time, guys will go overseas because it happens. I've seen it in the Philippines before. You have guys that come over to be expats and think they can just pay their way into a Filipina's heart. And a lot of Filipinas are not like that. And guys wonder why they get over and get rejected. Then they get mad because that's not the way it really is. That's not the way it really is. And Kay knows. Kay has seen it as well. And thanks a lot for the super
You
chat,
spare me a
man.
dollar, I'm really hungry. You spare me a dollar, I'm really hungry.
Yeah, we have the brother Rice Patty Reasons. He said, whose business is it where we go or what we do? Your life belongs to only you. And then we also have Rim McKinley here. Thanks a lot for the super chat, brother. I
You
appreciate
spare
it.
me a dollar, I'm really hungry.
And he said, why is she so invested in what black men are doing? So she's saying that they're not racist in the Middle East. Why is she talking nonsense? Well, they're racist. But you know what though? Guys, I've seen videos, right? Where guys are in the Middle East and they're getting love. You have guys, black women and black men, even black men and black women that travel there. And they're getting love, but they're not getting women there. Unless they go to some seedy areas there. Seedy areas are everywhere. You guys know exactly what I mean. And that's what they're comparing. They're comparing the guys going to the seedy areas, and they don't understand what the meaning of a passport bro is, right? I'm an expat, really, true and true. But a passport bro is someone that travels for opportunity or travels for love or travels for, um, you know, just experience. So the guys doing what she's claiming they're doing are not passport bros. So it was misrepresented for a while, for a long time. And then it's like she's basing everything off Austin Holloman, really, right? It's kind of like she's basing everything off him. She's oh Brazil, 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 and it's like everything she was saying is Brazil, and then she throwing Philippines and Vietnam. I'm surprised she didn't throw in Thailand in there, because that's really the main destination, one of the main destinations. But but hold on, guys, 1 second. Okay, take over real quick.
Okay, so let me see the other comment here. You forgot to show the comment of the super chat of Brian McKinley, but thank you for the super chat, guys. Are you going to the toilet or something?
Oh, but no, no, I'm here.
Okay, let me see. Well, the only thing is generalize too much. You cannot generalize without receipt as well. You need to show some receipt. I always, so to see is to believe, and I always, if I share my opinion, I always share with experience. So that's why I was offended when she said about Asian, especially she mentioned the Philippines. So you cannot mention a country if you never been there and you never experienced it. It's not because you see a lot of 90 days fiance, this is what happened to them, and you see a lot of videos on TikTok, you base on the short videos you watch or you research. You need to have a receipt as well. And she just meant anyway. Yeah, I see the video, but that's all I'm gonna share for now.
Yeah, guys. Well, let me see here. 1 second. Let me give something here. And so, anybody want to come up and chat with us about it? I'll drop the link. I'll bring in. I think I can bring 10 people in. So I'll bring up a chat so you guys can talk about it with me about it, or just chop it up about the Philippines. Anything you guys want to talk about, come chop it up. Now, let me read some of these comments here. I read them from back to front, and everything I'm saying is firsthand knowledge. Pastor Bro Army, what are you talking about, dude? That's maybe your experience. It wasn't mine. I'm no, he's talking about. Oh, he's talking about somebody else. He's talking about. Oh, he's talking about him here. Well, yeah. Let me stop reading it like that. I'll let K. You take over.
Yeah,
You're reading it backwards.
let me read some comments here. Well, shout out to all our members here. That Green, thank you so much, guys, for coming and for all the super chat, and our Tony Anderson, our moderator. So let me see some. Um, all right, let me scroll up a little bit. Travel text. He said, "You must go and explore and experience this for yourself. We all know it's more to this movement than women." That's correct. Opportunities, and also if you want to travel and see the world, outside your comfort zone, outside the US. So,
And
uh,
let me bring up Rice Patty Reasons. Rice Patty Reasons, what's going on, brother?
Hey, hey, how you doing, brother? Big fan of your
Doing good.
channel. I'm
Doing
usually
good, man.
working during your lives, so I usually miss them. But man, like big fan. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Where you at now? Where you at now?
I currently reside in Oceanside, California. It's North County, San Diego, here in California. So I'm sort of, I guess I would say I'm in a mini passport bro phase. I'm dating
Mm,
a Mexican girl. Since the Mexican border is actually only like 40 minutes away from me.
mm-hmm.
Like I go down to see her. I've been dating her for like about 4 years now. And I got receipts on my channel.
Oh wow. What's it?
And
So your channel is Rice Patty Reasons.
rice patty reasons. My name is Isaac, by the way.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, I guess it's I think it's really important for guys to understand that globally there's so much diversity that there's so many different people out there that you can't generalize, right? I mean, there's like the vastness of a billion people, much less 8 billion people, is usually more than most of us can even like conceptualize
Yeah.
on a mathematical level,
Hmm.
so there's a lot of people, and here in the US, like, we only see a very small percentage of what the world has to offer, which is why I think that it's just so important to make people aware of the options that they have. You know?
we have some echo from the guest. I think he's watching us live too.
Yeah, you could
Hi,
be watching us
Isaac.
live.
Oh, was
It's
that me? Did I echo?
it could be if you have the TV on or the computer with us
Um,
live, it's gonna give it echo.
Actually, it could be my earpiece. I'm gonna turn that off.
Okay. Okay. What's going on, brother
How's that?
Harold? How you
That
doing,
a little
man?
better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I'm doing good, but let me keep on talking. I'm trying to order me some chicken
Okay.
for
Okay. Yeah,
dinner.
do your
So
thing. Do your
just
thing.
give me a second.
So Rice Patty
I'm gonna put
Reasons.
myself on mute.
All right, cool. So Rice Patty Reasons. So what are you showing your channel, man?
Oh well,
Like, if you travel to
it's
Mexico, where you going to?
mostly devoted to helping guys budget their money, think the right way. I'm promoting like the mindset that breeds success.
Mhm.
Not and then of course just providing solutions for regular guys like me. I've been very fortunate to learn about like financial literacy.
Mhm.
I turned 50 last year, and I'm actually getting ready to retire. And I don't
Mm.
have a degree. I've been working as a cook for 35 years.
Wow.
But I've managed to get myself in a position where I'm ready to retire on passive income and being able to like travel the world. And and I can't wait to see all these places, especially the Philippines. And I just kind of want to share that with people because I'm a cook. Like if I can do
Mhm.
it, anybody can do it. You know,
Yeah, man.
so it's
Yeah.
really
So
about
share a little bit
helping
about
people.
that. So for
That's
passive
it's a
income,
calling for me.
it is. So I understand it. It was for me too. So the passive income. So tell us a little bit more about that, man. So how you getting there with what kind of passive income you have?
Really, I didn't hear you. My sound is
No, I
bad
said
here.
Oh no, I said. So how are you getting there? Like, what kind of passive income are you making? What is it? What is it? What is it doing?
Well, I was first got into real estate, with my brothers, and we were acquiring properties and renting them out long term,
Hmm.
building equity that way. We recently liquidated, and I was able to invest in a couple of different vehicles. One of which was a share of a couple of oil wells out in Oklahoma.
Mm.
We hit oil last month. Now the pump is on and it's producing, and the geologist report suggests that it's gonna send me checks monthly for the rest of my life. So that was there's no risk-free investments, of course. All right, there's always a
Hmm.
degree
Hmm.
of risk, but that is one of the projects that I went into with my business partner, and it's looking like it's really
Hmm.
paying off. And
Yeah,
there's
man.
other
That's really an investment.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I said, no, that's really an investment right there. That seems good. That seems promising. Hmm.
So I'm
Where's
sorry, I didn't
Spanish
hear.
reason? What is your nationality? Are you Filipino, Spanish, or
I,
Mexican?
I get that a lot. I'm actually,
Asian.
I mean, I actually of Chinese
Chinese.
descent, but
Yeah, I
my
knew it.
family
Yeah.
has lived in California for my whole life.
Hmm.
My dad was first generation, and then my mom was also Chinese third generation. And so
Hmm.
I've lived in California my whole life, so I've gotten a lot of sun. So most of the time, people do think that I'm Filipino. I was married to
Yeah.
a Filipino though.
Oh wow,
Mm.
that's good to hear. How
Yeah, so I mean, I know how to. I mean, as a cook, I learned how to cook like pancit and dinaguan and sinigang and kari kari. Like I love all of that. Like I will I'll eat that stuff all day long.
Mm.
I'll eat that stuff all day long.
If somebody has the yeah, guys, when you come in, mute your mic or mute the live stream. I mean, mute the live stream. Yeah, mute the live stream so we don't hear it it playing in
so
the
what's the
background.
name of the guy wearing blue hat?
Blue hat. That's Harold J. We also have the brother Jack. What's going on, Jack?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man?
All right.
And Blue Baggins. So Blue Baggins, tell me a little more about the because I know it happens all the time, man, where you'll be somewhere and a Filipino person will say, hey, I have this niece, so I have this cousin. I want to know more about that, man. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to one second. Let me take a look here. It's a little further down. The brother Terry Pleasant with the $5 super chat said, "Don't announce what you do, just do it quietly. Just do it quietly. Less drama." That's very true. The thing with me is I have to announce somewhat of what I do, but I want to give it. I want to say thank you,
Thank
brother.
you
Thank
for the
you.
money, and thank you for the
I
money,
appreciate
and
it.
you.
And you're right though. You're right though. Be quiet, move in silence. Right. So you're right about that. Also, I have another super chat here. Where's the brother's name at? He's Titans. Thanks a lot for the super chat, brother. He said, if you travel for sex tourism, you are not a passer, bro. You a mongerer. This separation needs to be made. It does because that's what she's basing it off of when she was saying what she was saying. So I'm not necessarily mad at her. That's the funny thing. I'm just making sure to separate the two, right? Because there are guys that are having success leaving, and she's pinning out there like passer bros are just bums, and we can't let that rock, right? We can't let that happen.
You
But thanks a
spare
lot
me a
for super
dollar,
chat,
I'm
brother.
really hungry. You spare me a dollar.
But so what's going on, Jack? What's going on, Blue Baggins? How you doing, man?
I'm doing
Hey, what's up,
fine. I'm
man?
doing fine.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey,
you
bro.
can go.
Jay, greet everybody.
Yeah. So Blue Baggins, what's going on with you, man? Blue Baggins, can you tell me a little more about if you don't mind sharing
Baggins,
about the
can you
story?
tell me a little more about if you
I
He's
can't
far.
He's
He
hear.
far.
can't hear me.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can
you
hear.
got it.
Okay, I got you. What
Hmm.
was your question?
Oh no! So tell me a little more about the story, man. Because that does happen a lot of times. Filipinos will say, "Hey, I have this cousin," you know.
Oh, okay,
They
yeah.
will
So
let,
I was
yeah.
I was actually living in the Philippines. I was for a few months, like 3 months. And the building that I lived in, the guy downstairs, the doorman, was trying to hook me up with his niece. There was another guy that I used to go to the gym all the time, and he was be there, and he's trying to hook me up with his daughter. I mean, it happened a few times when I was there. It's just, I, I'm sure racism was there. I don't doubt it. That's everywhere. But what this lady is mentioning was definitely not my experience in the Philippines. More scammers trying to scam you out of money than just racist stuff or anything like that. That was my experience.
I'll be honest though, with some of that, sometimes, especially if you're in the Philippines, the person will offer someone up, for come up. That can happen. They'll say, "Hey, date this person because they want them to make it out of poverty." That does happen.
Yeah, yeah,
But
definitely.
is it a
The,
situation where you need to worry? No.
yeah.
You know, a lot of times that woman will get with you and will take great care of you. And it'll be a situation where you don't have to, they won't even want to leave the Philippines, right?
Oh, I mean, the guy at the gym, he was not poor by any means. This guy was
Oh,
wealthy.
see?
He lived in Fort Bonifacio. He had cake. He had money. So it wasn't a situation was that we just kind of got cool in the gym and we were in the same business, oddly enough. And that's kind of how, that came about. So
Hmm.
it wasn't a trying to come up situation with him.
So, I mean, that's great, man. You just actually prove my point even more. You prove my point even more. And that's where guys are going. Guys are going to areas like BGC, right? And meeting people and Filipinos that are established. Like, I'm sure you've seen it in BGC, man, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Filipinos well established, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a guy that I knew, he lived there, so I kind of got in with his social circle, and you know, so I didn't really hang out with a whole lot of the poor. I didn't really. I mean, obviously you're going to see the poverty, but I wasn't in these areas. I wasn't in these places. The Filipinos who I happen to know, the ones that I got, you know, relationships with or hanging out with, they were a little bit more upper class. So again, my experience is probably a little bit different from others.
Hmm. Yeah, it was cool. And also, thanks a lot, Original Man 50, for the $2 super
Dollar, I'm
chat.
really
I
hungry.
appreciate it,
Can you
brother.
spare me a dollar? I'm really hungry. Can you spare me
And
a
he said,
dollar? I'm really
Password
hungry. Can
Bros
you
are
spare me
up.
a
And yes, we are up. Guys that are, there's a lot of guys that have been seen as outsiders for quite a while. And you know what? Women try to put that on us and say, oh, you guys are bums. Oh, you guys are not getting one woman. You want to know what? Some of us couldn't get women back home. Some of us may have been bums back home, but you know what? The guys aren't bums now, right? The guys see a way out. There's hope at the end of the tunnel, and guys are finally seeing that. So I'll be honest, when I first started doing this, I was making what? About 40,000 a year. But that all changes, right? Everything changes when you able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. When you're able to get out of the country and get around different people and you don't feel like someone's trying to pull you down, like the person next to you is trying to pull you down. And what I mean by that is the opportunities are endless as far as right. You get a condo. You get a condo for what, $40,000, and then you have a rental property. It's making the same as if you were in US for 40,000, $50,000, right? And then if you pay it off for 3 years, it's yours. And that's like rent in the US. So you're paying like 1,500. That's like rent in an expensive place, like if you're in California. And then after 3 years, it's yours. And the opportunities with business, right? You can start a laundromat for $20,000, and that laundromat turns around and makes you 60,000 for the year. So those opportunities are there, and it's easier to invest into. Meaning, a business in the U.S. costs a lot more money to invest in, and when you leave, it's a lot cheaper, and people need certain services when you leave. But who's there? Somebody gonna say something? All right, the mic.
Yeah, I think the guy wearing, I cannot see the name. So the guy that wearing blue hat.
Hey, again, brother, talk to me, Harold.
Oh, that's me, Harold. You talk about me, Harold?
Oh, yeah, talk to me. I think
Yeah.
you had something to say before, right, brother?
Oh no. I was picking up my chicken.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. You went to
But
pick up the chicken, but
yeah, just give me a second. Let me get it back into the car. Hold on.
yeah. So I want to ask Blue Baggins. So what do you have to say about what this woman was saying, man? What do you think about that?
Clearly she's never traveled as a black man. That's for sure. Um, some of the things she's saying may be the case in some places, but I mean, I've lived all over the world. Literally, I've spent the past 10 years in Europe, South America, Asia. Um, Obviously, race matters in some cases. Definitely, I'd say class comes into it more. Your economic situation that kind of I'd say is the first step. And a lot of people are going to judge you for you. Some are just going to have that crazy opinions. But
Mhm.
what she's saying definitely does not, speak from experience. It's not. Again, it's a little. I think she's kind of talking more about the whoremongers, the guys that are out here just going chasing around for prostitutes. You've also
Mhm.
got
Mhm.
guys who are passport bros who they want to go find a woman. You got guys like me. I was a digital nomad. I was just traveling, starting my business. I wanted to see the world, live in places that cost less. So, I'm making dollars, spending pesos or spending foreign or, Polish zloty or whatever. It was definitely a lot easier to build my business and save money while living these places. And that's, so that was my experience. Have I dated women overseas, had relationships? Yeah, absolutely. For the most part, the parents were not like what she described at all. I mean,
Mhm.
so they're a little surprised. They didn't expect it. But once I've dealt with, they got to know you. They like you. It's cool. I've had racist parents like me. Oddly enough, it's not that they're just racist from experience. They just see what they see on TV, and that's
Mhm.
their idea of what you are.
Yes, and but you know what though? I noticed that
Well,
that narrative is starting to change. Who's that talking?
no, that was me. To me, it's all cap because see these chicks, if they are higher than a five, they get on this internet and they just try to be as controversial as possible. And then you have all these simps, for every one, one I guess you could say alpha or sigma, you know, one straight dude to like for every one straight dude, there's like about 10 simps. So they just doing the math pretty much, and as long as they can put out whatever keywords that makes those simps, going like, oh my gosh, she's telling the truth. No matter what she says, it's all cap. I mean, you could tell everything that she was saying. It was not from experience. It was just from she was just like fishing. She had a little bait and she was just throwing the line, just throwing the line, just throwing the line, trying to figure out which one is going to bite, which sound bite is going to hit. Because most of these chicks, all they want to do is go viral. So they'll just throw anything out there and whatever they can say might go viral. So that's why they just throw out. But she just can't because me living in New York for like 39 years, I've been around all different types of people, and I've been around with their parents and stuff like that, and I never got. I mean, maybe out of 100 people, I got maybe one or two that you could say, oh, they was kind of racist against me or whatever. So like she's trying to say it's common, like it's all the time. It's not. And I've been out of the country. I've been in Thailand. I never had that experience in Thailand. I was in Dominican Republic. Never had that experience in Dominican Republic. In Jamaica, never had that experience in Jamaica. I mean, there's several other places I've been to, and I never really had like that experience. She just one of those so-called cute faces that just wants to just throw stuff out that she don't know what the hell she's talking about. She has no experience in anything, and I even doubt she has a passport.
Yeah, it probably doesn't,
So
man.
that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I noticed that with her. And when she's seen that people were going crazy and
Yeah, I put
responding to her,
myself in it.
when she seen people responding to her, you notice how excited she got. Oh, people going crazy in the chat. Oh, and I said, yeah, that's why she's doing it. But one thing I had to touch on, though, I had to make sure to mention was she's not wrong about everything, right? She's not wrong, and I think guys need to touch more on a negative. I mean, us ourselves, and not to point fingers. It's just to say that's not what this is about, right? And people said it before. They said, "Okay, I'm not the leader of the Password Bros, but whoever is the leader, there is no leader. But still, I think guys, not even pass. It's not even Password Bros. It's just as men, right? Hey, look, it's not right. I'm not judging guys for going across seas and being with a woman. A man is doing what a man does, but promoting it, the guys are actually promoting it like it's okay. Like, okay. Have it showing 10 women walking out of the room and saying, oh, yeah, I'm doing it big. Pastor Bro's doing it big. Like, no, why even shut it on camera? Doesn't matter if you're doing it. No need to show it on camera. Right. That's all I say about that. I'm all for guys traveling. If a guy wants to do that, he can do it, but that's fine
What
with me.
I
My
just
time.
say
Go ahead.
that
What you
I just say that because I just came back from the Philippines from like February, so I was staying there. I never experienced anything like that, and the female I was talking to, her parents were cool. Me and her father, we would just sit there and drink beer and just smile at each other. We didn't we didn't need that much, you know. And then they were happy to have me, happy to have me over, and just even be around me. Her mother questioned me about everything, so it's just a somebody who doesn't understand how human interaction really works because we're also used to seeing human interaction from TV because it's just like a child. When we grow up, we learn how to interact the world around us through our parents. But then, as we start getting older and stuff and everything, how often when we was younger we started mimicking the TV shows that we like. So that's what it ends up happening. People think that what they see on TV is the actual truth when it's far from it because how we've been positioned is that the truth and the lie always run parallel to one another so it won't be distinguishable, so you'll always have to question the reality and what's happening. Oh, my bad if I'm going off.
no, man. Go ahead, man. It's
Mm.
fine.
I have a question for you since because some people in the chat here saying that if you're dark skin you will experience racism in the Philippines. So have you experienced racism in the Philippines?
No, I haven't even experienced any like stares really. you know they let me go, they let me be, and nothing. People aren't like they're the way I say it, like people always got they serious face on, you know. But when they see you no threat, then they ain't no threat. But everybody always trying to protect their own because everybody always has their best interest within themselves, and I don't knock that. I never had anybody talk to me about the color of my skin. So what I end up noticing about that is that the first person to bring it up is probably be me. So if I don't say nothing about it, it'll never be nothing. It won't be about color. It'll be about my status or something else. Maybe I didn't have enough money, but I no, I haven't experienced anything bad or anything. And I stayed in the Philippines from the beginning of December, and I left February, and nobody messed with me, and I had a good time. I even went to the New Year's uh uh festival at the party at the Salio and Mandawi, or not Mandawi, but somewhere near there, Salio Hotel. Uh, People were very
Yeah, and you.
friendly.
Hmm. I'm happy you had a good time, man.
Yeah.
So how long you been with your lady?
Well, things happen, so it's not like that no more. But uh, I had some issues. My brother died, so I had to come back to the states and to perform the memorial for my brother.
Mm.
I'm sorry
So
to hear that.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, sorry for your loss.
mm, sorry. So that's what I ended up having to leave for
Mm-hmm.
there. But it's no ill will or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I would tell everybody to go and explore. Look around. Don't just take the word for it, and don't take nobody word for it. They tell you that it's bad because I was on a plane in Tanzania to go to Tanzania, and they said there was the stuff was all over the place, and I was like the only black person there. Everybody else did not look like me, but they were saying it was dangerous all over there and stuff. But I was the only one, so I was
Mm-hmm.
shocked. You know, then in Tanzania, they were saying on the news that people were dying because of it all, and I didn't see none of that. So a lot of this stuff is scare tactics. Even the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's going on now with the with the passport bros and stuff, all of this scare tactics to keep as many people grounded and not moving. You know, everybody got their own vice, their own reason why they can't leave,
Mm-hmm.
and this whole situation will end up being another reason why people can't leave. Why you can't leave? Because I don't have enough money. I don't have anything like that. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
know passport bros was a thing, and I already had my passport already. I didn't know until afterwards. I was like, what's I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing wrong. I don't even know where to even get a pro at. I don't even know. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just here.
I know,
I
but you
did-
know it's funny. Even though a lot of guys don't claim to be passport bros, but when you hear it, it's like, uh, it's still guys still feel like okay, because they put it out there. They'll say passport bros, and if a guy is a black guy or even a white guy, and he's somewhere in the Philippines, he's automatically a passport bro. So it's kind of like when they say it, it's like a lot of people associate that now with everyone that travels, which is not that good, right?
yeah.
Like everyone that travels now is a passport bro, and so you feeling that way, especially you know, being a brother from the U.S. 'Cause that's who we really originated with. You feel a certain way. It's like whoa, whoa, and it's being done because who is being done by mostly the women that are doing it mostly, the women that are bashing Filipinos the most, a woman from the community, or as my man, what's the name would say, Obsidian, the communita, right? And that's why I felt it needed to be spoke on because they're trying to keep men from traveling, and I'm just not hearing it. I'm not. I'm not gonna let that fly. I
It's
can't.
always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been that
Yeah, I
way.
mean, yeah, I
So
mean, I
I
have my
think that envy
passport.
has a lot to do with it. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I had my passport and my first passport 2006. So I've been, I guess, quote unquote passport bro for a good minute now. But yeah, I don't. It's not about the jealousy thing or anything like that. It's just all about control. Because it all goes back to, I guess you could say, slavery, and back to Big Mama, and she was the one that was controlling all the slaves. So now the women, it's like, oh man, these guys that have this money and they leaving, so we got to find a way to shame them to stay. So I mean, they know that we're not broke, because I mean, how are we going to travel? We can't be broke and travel. That makes no sense. Like, and majority of the guys, we have decent jobs. We have, a good amount of income, so we can actually travel and do the things that we want to do. And most of us that travel, we don't have any females. We are part of that stat that's like, I think it's like 50% of black males or whatever that doesn't have any females. That we are just single and just chilling. So yeah, that's the main part of this.
It's
It's about the
actually
control of money.
it's actually like around 60 something percent, a little more than that.
Oh, that's even
Are single
worse.
and
So
childless.
that's
Yeah,
yeah. So
and I
that's
consider
why
that
they get at us.
is because they don't realize it's save your seed, black man. A lot of guys are doing that. They're not just putting babies in any woman, and they get seen as, oh, something's wrong with him, but it's not true. But thanks a lot for the super chat, my man John Thomas. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you for the money, and thank
And
you
he
for the
said,
money, and
Amira
thank you for the money, and thank
reaches with the
you for the
talking
money,
points
and you thank.
for Marty McFly, and Edward Anderson gave her a good rebuttal last night on her show. She understood more of the show, and I get it. I'm sure she was sadly mistaken. She didn't realize. I'm sure she didn't realize what she was doing, and I didn't watch the end of the show. To be honest with you. I got what Kay gave to me, but I'm sure somebody's talking to her after that, and I'm sure she's been reached out by other people at the Lapeef Network, saying, "What are you talking about?" Like, do your research first, because she clearly didn't. That's why I didn't go on her too hard, but
Yeah,
I had to talk about
yeah, but Jay,
it.
if I mean, we are brothers from another mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York. I lived in New York for 39 years. I'm half in the Bronx, half in Brooklyn. You from Queens. I mean, you know from the streets. In order for you to survive the streets, what you have to do, you have to read people. You have to watch their body language. Look how what they say, certain words, how they say it in certain sentences. To give you the cue if they are real or not. And you could tell when she was talking. I got reflections, the way she was saying certain things, she was trying like almost like trying to see if she could stick a dagger, like, oh yeah, maybe that will stick, or maybe that will stick. Like that's why, yes, certain stuff that she said is kind of true, but it's not really in her truth. She just going by what she heard, or she heard from either her friends or other YouTubers, and she just putting it into like her mix and then putting it out on YouTube so she can get fame. So this way, everybody who has a whole bunch of subscribers hits her up. She goes on these panels. She runs the numbers up, and now she's getting the bag. I'm just sick and tired of these chicks trying to get the bag, all for
Yeah,
just some
they're doing.
humbug stuff. It's just ridiculous. You got Pearly. I mean, all these chicks, like that's all they do. It just, and then these dudes are just so stupid and lame, and they don't even see the game going. they don't see the game. Like dudes from Chicago, they can see it a mile away. Um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of dudes from New York, they can see it a mile away. I think
I
it
seen it.
must
Yeah, I
be
know what
like a
you're talking
street. It must be a street type of, like a
about.
street game type of thing. But a lot of these dudes, they just don't catch it. Like they don't get it. I just don't understand it.
It's
So
You
how
know,
that's
it's
we.
it.
funny
I'm
you said that. Get what you're saying, brother.
Well,
It's
I
just
got a
how
little
we.
bit to say about what I've been seeing is that a lot of the shaming language, the sign language, if you will, from KS, is the whole purpose of it is to devolve the conversation into the realm of the emotional, because if feelings can't be argued. Okay, so if they can throw insults and guilt at you to make you feel bad, to make you react, so that you come back with more insults and shaming, and you start doing the same thing to them, then it devolves the conversation away from the logical and rational thought and into the realm of only feelings. And you can't argue against somebody's feelings. But I feel this way because you hurt me. All right. Then nobody wins, which is the only way an emotional person can actually win an argument
You're
against
right.
somebody who is logical. So it's important to understand the purpose of why they do that.
This is just to destroy the brand. So us as men, we're different from females. So females click together. They get in a group. We see it all the time. You see it in the talk shows when a moment a female be like, "Well, I feel that he cheated," they all clapping. And
Exactly.
everybody's clapping, everybody's all excited, but he's not. He didn't cheat. Then it's like everybody's all, but everybody was just applauding her for her feelings and stuff. We as men, we don't do that, and we're like, you think of us as blips on a map. We're all scattered all over the place. For a female, they're all clustered together and stuff and everything. So their power is always in numbers. Ours isn't. So it's easy for something like the Passport Bros to be co-opted and taken over because there is no true leader. So and we're not all together on how we're going to proceed. So now you got people come out there with pros and doing all kinds of stuff because they're trying to show their brand of Passport, what it should be, and then the others showing their other versions of stuff and everything. But it's just like how it is in us in the US. Our dark side would always be shown over the light, the what's
Mm-hmm.
really going on. Because the truth is that we travel for a multitude of reasons. We travel for
Mm-hmm.
everything. I traveled because I was running and I went to another country. So we all have different reasons, but they take the whole reason for basically because a lot of these countries, the stuff is money bringers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna look down on the men who travel there, but you ain't saying nothing about the people who do it for a living.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the people's going over there forcing them to do it, but this is how it's being portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're each time that we put our face on something, we always have to understand that we enter image issue will always be a problem, and this is
Mm-hmm.
something that we've been going through for generations. Is how do we actually look, and how do the world perceive us, and us going out there and intermingling with the world and stuff and everything is showing them that we're not like that. We don't
Mm-hmm.
go for that. That's not our values. The rap videos is that's what it is. It's just a rap video. It's not
Mm-hmm.
real life. So
Exactly. You're right,
and
man.
yep, and that's why
It's
when I travel, that's why
mm-hmm.
when I travel, I make sure that I show everybody who I am as a person, because there's no amount of videos, there's no amount of checking dudes, there's no amount of anything to stop the narrative, because everybody has their own point of view. Everybody wants to be quote unquote the man and stuff like that. So as a person, you have to just make sure that you are not that dude. You're not that. You're not the Pookie. You're not. That you are a stand up guy. You know. You treat everybody with the fairness and everything else. You can ask
Mhm.
anybody that ever traveled with me, or all the people that I've been in the places that I've been to. They would never say anything bad about me because I always, you know, made sure I have the ultimate respect for their place and their culture
Mhm.
and everything. Be quiet, boy.
That
That's my
and
cat. Sorry about
and
that.
Richard Man 50. Richard Man 50,
Yeah,
thanks
he
for the $5 super chat, brother.
Can you spare me a
I
dollar? I'm really
appreciate it.
yeah he
hungry. Can
wants
you
to
spare me a
talk. He
dollar? I'm
wants
really
he wants to
hungry. Can
grab
you
the
spare
mic
me a
now
dollar? I'm
too.
really hungry. Can you spare me?
Sorry about that.
Statistic 57.25% of black men are single and childless and getting their passports. So it is almost 60, but it's still 57. Thanks a lot for that statistic, brother. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, no, and that's the case now. I think are a lot of guys are stand-up gentlemen that are traveling. But those are the guys that don't make videos, right?
Yeah.
Those are the they don't talk about it. They just guys like you guys. They don't say anything. They just travel in quiet, in peace, and do what they do. And those are the guys that don't say anything. Those are the guys that speak on forums, right? They do talk about it, but they'll be on forums helping other brothers, not on the video. There's a lot of guys like that are humble and that don't need to be in the spotlight. And those guys need to be represented in the right way too, I feel. So the way I feel, not how I feel, the way I think and the way I truly believe in the things I know that needs to be done right is to show, hey, look, it's another side to this thing, right? Men want everything, not just peace leave.
Mm.
Men love peace leave. Some men are leaving and they're getting peace leave when they travel, but they don't want it to be seen as that's all they doing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If a guy's leaving and getting that, he doesn't want to highlight it, right? But what's happening is it's being highlighted like that's all it's about, and that's what I have a problem with. Like, no, you can't put that on guys. That's why guys for so long you see them all over YouTube show women going down to Jamaica and doing their thing, or woman going to Africa and getting with the tribal guys, right?
Mm.
And because you're trying to highlight guys doing it, but look what you're doing. But as you said, I don't really care about that. I don't care what a woman goes and does. I don't care if a woman goes down to Jamaica and does her thing, right?
This is just an
Really don't matter
attack
to me.
on everybody, though. This is an all out attack. And it's coordinated to an extent because every time when you see, like, even through history, it always happens this way when there's a strong movement, because it's not like we don't have a good reason. It's not like there's not a good reason. It's always a reason why we do things. So whenever there's a strong reason, it's always a strong emotional pushback with no explanation on why. On why do you want it to happen this way? We know why we doing this. Well, why do you want it? There's no answer. It's always an emotional response. And it's just like that. And it's like that for even for men. It's like that. And you see it across the internet that we haven't been taught properly on how to control our emotions, or how to handle our emotions, or even what to do with them. Our childhood, when we first learned about emotions, was the smiley faces on a board. Just a smiley face. This is what you do. This is how you smile. So when us as men, thinking men, when we think about it, like, okay, we realize that we've just been playing along, and that's it. And when we stop playing, then that's when the other was like, hey, no, 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 you're supposed to continue playing this game. You supposed to continue playing. You can't opt out. No, we like, and we like, no, we can opt out anytime. We just never was told that we could. So that's why we've been going through the motions. So I'm sorry. This
Don't
is
apologize.
Yeah,
No,
no need to apologize, man. You speaking your mind. You speaking some good stuff. And I want to give a shout out to Original Man 50, Long Stroke, Kwame, and Dexter St. Jack. Thanks a lot, man. But you're right. That's exactly what it is.
Dollar, I'm
And
really hungry.
thanks a
You
lot for the
spare
super
me a
chat, man.
dollar, I'm really hungry.
Yeah, but I suggest all of your guys don't argue with these chicks. Like it doesn't make no sense to argue with them. They're not going to be logical. They're only going to go back to the feelings, and then they're only going to try to bait you into like yelling at them and also. I don't have time for that. Like that's just not me. Anytime a chick decides they want to argue with me, I give them the silent treatment, or I just give them that look, or I just be like, okay, are you finished? Are you done? Okay, well, this is how it's gonna go there. Oh, you don't like that? Oh well, this is how it's gonna be. And I just walk away. I'm not gonna be sitting there arguing with a chick, getting all aggravated, getting my high blood pressure all up, and I can't do it. I
Hmm.
can't do it.
Hmm.
That's why I guess a lot of females they get very frustrated with me because I just won't play their game.
Yeah, you really
I
can't,
just I
man.
yeah,
can't.
well, it all comes down to freedom. Everybody's free to speak their mind. Everyone's free to have their own opinions. Okay, so this particular group of people that is constantly insulting us, they're more than welcome to have that opinion. But we also have the freedom to ignore them, and we also have the freedom to protect and provide for whoever we think is worthy. And if that's not you, that is our freedom. All right. And nobody gets to argue with that.
yeah, and you're right. And but like a soldier, you can't fight a battle on all fronts because this is you know like I said, we are fighting more than one battle. We got image issues, we got loyalty issues, we got we got a whole bunch of these issues happening all at once, and we don't know who to take care of first on how to handle the situation because and usually when the high image issue works is when the image issue happens is damage control. Everybody splits. Everybody splits, and everybody can do their thing. Hey, you part of this group? Nope. Nope. Everybody just go underground.
Hmm.
That's when all the image is tarnished. You know.
Yeah, and
Well,
this is
I did a
why.
video fairly recently about switching the way that you view reality, because most of the time you can't change reality. Okay, you can only change how you perceive it and your mindset on that. And so you can only change whatever it is that you can actually control, and that is your mindset, your behavior, your moral compass. And if you are, and you make sure that you're constantly becoming the person that you respect and admire, then you are worthy of that respect. All right. How other people view you, that has to be their choice to change their mind about it or not. And some people, they simply will never change their mind um, because they have to cling to that belief in order to justify how they feel about something. So the thing is that I know a lot of truly decent people that don't necessarily how should we say seem at a glance to be somebody that you would normally think is admirable, but once you get to know them, they are some of the best, most honorable people that you've ever met. And sometimes we just have to accept that some people are just going to read the cover and never the book.
Yep, and that's why you should always, worry about yourself and care what you do with yourself, and don't worry about all this stuff that you can't control. I learned a long time ago. a woman told me that don't worry about everybody, just worry about yourself. Because once you do that, then you're stressing yourself off of something that you can't even control. So only worry about what you can control. As long as you're not that guy, then you just do what you do. Like, don't worry about all this other stuff because all this other stuff you can't control. You was born. You was born as a Black American. You was born with all the stuff on you. As a little kid, everybody looked at you like you're a piece of crap. So but you have to learn to understand that, I know I'm not a piece of crap, and if that's what you think, then, like Reverend X always says, I don't give a what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't. You gotta have that. I don't care. You have to not care what other people think. And as long as if they're not putting no money in your pocket, or they're not your immediate family members, even if your immediate family members, some of those people you got to cut off. Like, you have to be like, that's part of being a man. Sometimes you have to just stand alone and just say fuck everybody and just do
Hey
what you gotta
guys,
do
can you
because
hear me?
yeah.
Okay, great. Hey guys, first off, I just want to say I've been following Jay for like a really long time, since before the whole previous expat vlogger became a thing. But really,
Hmm.
I just wanted to get on here and just show my respect and definitely just say that I completely do agree with you as far as being your own man and being independent completely. Because I myself honestly have found that sometimes a lot of people tend to have the crab in the bucket mentality. You know, no one wants to see you happy, so they always try to find ways to try to bring you down instead of trying to uplift everybody else. But of course, sometimes you have to have a solo mentality because you can't bring everyone up with you when it comes to your success and happiness. So you can't always share your happiness with social media because social media would be the reason that you lose your happiness in the first place. At the same time, at least that's from what I've seen.
I know you're right because trust me, with social media, over the years of doing YouTube, it's good and it's bad. And when it gets bad, it can get really bad. Social media, you can be up and then you can be way down, and then you're depressed and you want to quit. And social media is no joke. And you're right. Even with everything happening right now, that's why I speak on it. And I want you guys to ever think that I'm emotional over my conversations. If I even have a debate with a woman, like, I don't really care. I could care less. If I'm getting to argue with a woman, I'll just leave. I told my
Yeah,
wife before I
Jay.
came to
Yeah,
the Philippines, I don't want to argue with you. Go ahead. What's up, brother?
yeah, Jay. Before I forget, I
Mm-hmm.
also want to tell you that I'm very proud of you, bro. You almost got 70,000 subscribers. I remember when I first subscribed to you, I think you had like only 4,000.
Oh
I
wow, that
think
was
you,
back in
yeah,
2016, man.
yeah, yeah. I've been a subscriber for a long time
Mm-hmm.
Likewise.
with you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I'm the my avatar is the guy with the that's sitting on with the tiger, Harold Jackson.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
Yeah.
I've been on here for a while, and the ups and downs. And guys, sometimes you get people, the trolls that come on YouTube. Oh man, you can't listen to people. Like if I let YouTube drive me, I wouldn't be making YouTube. And
Well, and you know what, Jay? I mean, I just gotta say one more thing too. I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
watching and learning a lot from your channel and quite a few other channels for quite some time. And honestly, from a lot of the vloggers in different countries, especially some of the ones in the Philippines, especially, yours has been not only one of the most educational, and of course providing complete facts every single video when you drop one, but it's actually been the most vital as far as like really helping to build attention to this this community overall. You know,
Hmm.
so you've been at it for a good minute, man. So I just wanted to say thank you, because I've learned a lot from watching these type of discussions, just as a
Hmm.
viewer without actually getting on the mic. And just wanted to definitely show my respect on that and say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be on the panel.
Oh, no problem, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I hope I can do it even longer. You know, I'm happy I made it here. About to hit 70,000, as John Thomas said. Hopefully, I can hit 100,000. Hopefully, I can hit a million one day. But who knows, right? Who knows what the world holds for me? We shall see. I want to thank all of you guys for coming on, though, man. I haven't did a live stream like this in a long time. I was talking to Kate today. I'm gonna do them a lot more. I'm gonna do them a lot more, especially for this month. I'm gonna do tons of live streams just to bring that live energy. I want to do the live panels more. Bringing guys on talking like this. I'm gonna start bringing guys on talking about their experiences in Southeast Asia. Bring guys on telling crazy stories. I want to do it all. So definitely stay tuned for that. I definitely am, Richard, man.
I definitely look forward to it, man. I have a crazy story myself.
Yeah. Well,
Back a
go ahead,
couple of
share,
years
man,
ago.
share.
Well, I mean, I can't really say too much right now because I have to
Okay.
head out in a bit. But yeah, pretty
Okay.
much, I was one of those guys who attempted to date a Filipino, LDR, back a few years ago. And, let's just say things didn't end well. And come to find out, 2 to 3 years afterwards, after I stopped talking to her, she was using my images sent via whatever app we were using at the time, saying that, oh yeah, this guy got me pregnant. She was trying to use an image of me as sympathy, to claim that, oh, this guy abandoned me, so I need you guys to donate money to me so I can help raise our child. And I've never even stepped foot in the Philippines.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy scam. I think she
You're
was from
a magician.
yeah, like I'm like I don't even know how that even happened, bro. But she was just using my image, trying to make money. And somebody actually tried to attack
Wow.
me in my city because they found her on, like, I think it was DIA, Dating Asia. And so it was crazy.
Wow. That's nuts, man. But that's
Yeah.
that's things that can happen here. And you know what? For those that happens, this is what happens in the Philippines. I gotta be honest. The reason why it can seem like it happens more here, because Filipinos in the Philippines, the command for the English language is top notch. I say it all the time. If Philippines is where Mexico is right now, you'll be for Spanish press too in America, because they be speaking English. We know for Spanish press two that wouldn't be there. But thanks a lot, but my brother Roy Coverture for the super chat. I appreciate it, brother. My man Roy is actually going to be in the Philippines with a construction business, fixing things up. My fellow brother from New York,
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
the money, and thank you for the money, and you thank you for
Yeah, Roy will be out pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to say thank you, Roy, and thank you, guys. I want to share my opinion about when Jay started to create a More to Life channel. I was like, oh no, don't. It's like because I hear only from him that this woman, Western woman, doing like this. But when I see a lot of videos that we react, I edited all the videos in More to Life and the Black Filipino as well. I was like, this is crazy, and I'm happy that Jay talk about it because, especially if this women talking about Filipina, as Filipina, and it's like they're too much. It's like, and I'm happy Jay talk about it and sharing like the passport boy is really a new life for like black men that want to travel outside, or not even black men, any man that want to travel outside of US or outside their country to explore, to meet people, to get married, or to have opportunities outside their country. So I was so happy that Jay created More to Life. And yeah, I just want to share that because you guys talking about it earlier, and I want to share my honest opinion about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
I want to shout out Mike Philippine Journey. Thank you for being here. And also, he said here, Big Truck is in the house.
yeah, Passport Bros, business class, big truck series. What's going on, brother?
Good
That's what I know
evening,
him as.
or good morning. Good morning,
Good
both
morning.
Jay and your wife. Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Big
Yes.
Truck.
Thank you.
Hi. How's the weather?
Good man. It's been blazing hot.
Blazing
It's
hot.
like Arizona in the desert right now.
You guys have a pool, right?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's not too bad, right? Yeah, I love that pool when I'm in the Philippines. I love the pool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
big truck.
yeah, hi.
Hey, big truck. Sing all the independent ladies for us.
Oh god. No, I only do that one on when I get those super chats. I get those pay requests. That's what I do that one. I have to be primed for that one.
I heard that.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I can't do that right now. My throat's parched.
Yeah, he just came from being out all day working. I
The
guess.
the passport bro content in
Mhm.
the news stories have slowed down a bit, which I think after the summer you might see it pick up a little bit because you're going to see more content creators making more and more videos and whatnot. But it seemed to have slowed down a little bit. I haven't really seen that much new in the news, and I think the TikTokers have already accepted the beat. So
I noticed that too. I've been actually transitioning to just talking about regular things, right? Because also I realized that it's not being viewed as much. Like the views are nowhere where they were. So I'm just talking about regular things now, pretty
yeah,
much on my channel. Because you kind of have to, or just let your channel die. Or I'm actually gonna start talking about things in the Philippines, right?
hmm
And start just going around the Philippines, recording people in the street, and just showing life here. Because I think that's always the best thing, you know.
yeah,
So that's what's
Well,
gonna have to
oddly
turn into.
enough, if I may, I
Yeah,
did
go
notice that there was one new blogger vlogger actually, who was from America, a very young guy actually. He appeared on quite a few different channels with that guy that had the whole controversy in Brazil. I think he does like I forgot the name of his channel, but he used to be the Passport Bro something, and now he's like Cornbread
Floyd,
Productions.
according to
Yeah, yeah, he was a very nice guy. I relate very much to Floyd, like
Mhm.
100%. We're very much alike to some extent. But I did notice that even he at one point, recently actually, he had to denounce the whole Passport Bro label in general because it just brought back way too much backlash to him.
Mhm.
So it was like, yeah, Passport Bros are officially dead in a sense,
Mhm.
but
no,
yeah,
no, no. Listen, Austin Holloman and Floyd, both of them, basically claimed they no longer want to be associated with the Passport Bros. That's kind of like the heads on Mount Rushmore trying to get off of Mount Rushmore. You pretty much first of all, if you type up Passport Bro, Austin Holloman's he comes up first. It doesn't matter what search engine you want. Floyd
It's
comes
true.
up second.
So yep.
Those videos that they made and those interviews that they made, they are now the Mount Rushmore of Passport Bros.
I completely agree. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
a
that's
million
like
percent.
herpes. You got that for life.
You're
Exactly.
Fox News. Once Fox News interviews you and gets you on the internet, no, that's what you are for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, it's just that's what it is. So there is no denouncing it. And then the other problem is they're still doing the same content. You can't say you're not a passport bro, and then you're still doing overseas content with foreign women. It doesn't work. It doesn't
Well,
work. You can't do it.
well, you know what? I do appreciate the variety as far as like the different age group of so-called passport bros that have actually come out recently. Floyd is actually one of the most interesting because we're probably closer to the same age. And there are a lot of young guys like Floyd here, even in my city, actually, like single young guys who work regular jobs, making less than 40K or 50K a year, who don't have too much luck with women, and they go online and have a sense of freedom traveling. So in a sense,
Mhm.
it's kind of like encouraging, but at the same time, it's kind of like once you see everything from the distance and see the response you get from it, it's kind of it has you kind of double thinking, trying to claim a label. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I enjoy seeing what these guys produce though, because it's really fascinating.
Well,
Well, if I'd like to say something
go
about
ahead.
that is, I mean, I see this as less about like labels and hashtags, and even as a movement, I think that it's more of like a paradigm shift, because I mean, guys like me have been doing this, long before passport things, passport bro was a thing. And it was more like I kind of fell into this space because I was like, wow, I'm not the only person who's thinking this way,
Can I ask you
and
what your
I think that this is more of a paradigm shift where it's a change, a fundamental change in our approach and the way that we think.
yeah? Can I ask you real quick? What's your ethnic background?
I'm of Chinese descent, but I live in California, so most people think I'm Filipino.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
And I'm a huge fan of your channel. I watch every video.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Here's a question. Would you yourself take on some Christmas cake?
I would.
Can I do it? Can I
Yes,
do it?
yes, do it.
No, want a Christmas cake?
No. You got to put more feeling.
I would.
I'm sorry. You got to
No,
put more feeling
Christmas
into it.
pizza.
No, you got to put more feeling into it.
All right, once more with feeling.
Yes.
No, want a Christmas cake? How'd I do?
See, you're pronouncing the so it's yeah. All right, you getting it.
But thanks for the super chat, Big Man 7917. Thanks a lot for that, brother. He said passport
I want
bros.
that.
Yep. Cue all the single lady anthem. Oh, he talking about this. He talking about Big
They,
Truck.
no, they, every time I'm on a channel, everybody's demanding I sing and stuff.
You gotta give him the money, Big
Well,
Man.
you gotta sing now.
Sample, big man.
Does your wife know the Beyonce songs? Does she know all the single ladies? Does she know Independent Woman?
I edit the video, big man.
Yeah, she knows it. Yeah, she edits the video. She the one who chopped up your She's the one who chopped up your clip and put it in my video.
In the live stream.
Yeah.
I got it in the live stream.
I didn't even know.
She does all that stuff. Yeah.
It's like, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
You know what's funny? When I went to your video, right? I seen Big Truck. He did that like what, like 5 months ago, something like that. I seen like the first video we did it. I said I gotta put this in my video. I put it in my video right away.
All the
People seen it and die
ladies. That's
laughing.
the other
Yeah.
one. All the
The
ladies.
ladies, independent, yeah.
Independent.
All the ladies are
Oh,
independent.
You know what's funny?
It's up in there.
Tell me how you handle your dad like that.
Yes.
I use Big Truck as my, like you have memes in your videos. He was one of my memes. He was one of my memes. I would like Big Truck hit him one time. Oh, he was a meme and it worked, man. People loved it. And so for that play, I could see this woman's side of her point about men flying around the world, screwing women with no intent of marriage, but not all of us are led by lust. Some of us follow the Bible and use self-control. Well, yeah, and it's not just about that, It's that it's all a bashing, really. That's what it is. And brothers was breaking down early. Men just won't be bashed anymore. I won't let it happen. Big Truck won't let it happen. Other men won't let it happen. And that's just what it is. Guys will not tolerate it anymore.
Yeah,
It's real.
AJ, Two more.
Hey,
Hey
guys,
Jay, and
I
everybody
gotta
on the
go.
panel.
Hey, I'll just say
I got
God
to
bless
go.
and have a good night, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Have a
me
good one,
too.
man. Have a good
I
one.
gotta go too.
All right,
All right,
Me
see y'all
too, Jay.
later.
I gotta go too.
enjoy
See
your
ya,
All right, see
man.
you later, man.
All right, peace.
All right, peace out. But yeah, I'm gonna land a ship too soon because I didn't go to sleep yet. I didn't go to sleep and wake up. I just didn't go to sleep.
You been
I
up
usually
24
sleep.
hours?
No, I've been up for about probably 18.
That's so long.
Yeah, it's still long. Yeah, I've been up. I'm usually up for a long time.
I can
That's why I'm
relate.
stuttering a little bit with my words.
I used to work
I'm
my
tripping
old
over my
job
words.
and go to college full time with hardly any sleep. I can relate.
Yeah,
Trust me.
yeah. I mean, hey, this is what you got to do when
Yep.
you want to make a living for yourself and live well. You got to put work in.
Absolutely.
You know, you got to put work
Yeah.
in. And then that's why I'm over here right now overseas. Been over here for 8 years. Got to put in
Yeah. I
work,
want
you
to make
know.
that transition soon, though.
Mm-hmm. And our phase life said, "Why you up so long, bro?" Our phase, this, I have to do this, man.
Yeah.
Um, that was the only way to come. I'm not retired. I didn't even set up a retirement plan. My whole goal is to actually, I don't plan on really stopping. I don't plan on stopping ever. Right? I'll probably be doing this until I'm 90. I'll be like Warren Buffett and all those guys. You see all those guys, and then you have all those rich guys. You have Bill Gates. They
Rolling
still
in
working
billions,
crazy
right?
hours.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because it
I'm
never
gonna be
gets
like that.
old. It never gets old being a real expat. And I want to add to it and shout out to everybody on the panel. Peace to all the travel bros.
Shout out to Yoga
Mm-hmm.
Yoga.
What's
Yeah.
going on,
Right.
man?
Now, when I was in high school in Atlanta, Georgia, and this was before all the gentrification and back in the States in Atlanta, when we
Mm-hmm.
would go to the movie theater and watch the movies in 94, 93, we would see the movies, the action movies with Will Smith and Bad Boys and say, man, I want to live a life where I'm somewhere in the city with a beach and it's an island and I fly around the world and it's different languages. We would go see James Bond and be so inspired by James Bond, like, oh man, one scene he's in India, then he has to get on the plane and they say M6 to go to Hawaii and he goes to different cultures and he's a problem solver and he's masculine.
And the
And
hot
so that,
girls.
yeah. So that was implemented. If you grew up in American society, seeing action hero movies and James Bond movies and Bad Boys and Will Smith and stuff like that, you had a dream of traveling the world, seeing the world, and seeing the exotic places and tropical places. Now, when we reach our 30s and 40s, 50s and 60s, and then we're manifesting this in our lives and going to do it, it's a whole campaign of shaming tactics, and we're seeing it, and it's strange. And the reason why we're talking about it, because we're seeing it on a national level. We didn't understand it back in the day when Oprah and talk shows did it, because I was younger at the time. But now being of age, looking like, hold on, it was a conservative movement, media movement, and then it was implemented into our culture where they're shaming us for traveling the world, but then they go and say, "Oh, I want a Denzel, I want a Will Smith," when he plays the role of a man that has his things together and travel the world and has business. It's like a total contradiction. And so I'm
So,
glad that you brothers are good representations of brothers traveling the world and making moves, because we all aspire to that.
well, we don't see stuff like that though, because we're not put on, because and the magic of it is like this. The psychology of it is the superhero complex, where if your hero doesn't look like you, but you can't surpass that. Everybody who travels sees the opposite. Everybody who's traveling seen James Bond as who he was, a character. We didn't see James Bond as a white man
Real
or
person,
European,
yeah.
whatever. We saw beyond that. What's happening is now is the narrative A, because we didn't see James Bond for how everybody else saw James Bond. We saw James Bond as an opportunity, and we went and took it. So now we're being shamed for that, for seeing something bigger than what was shown to us.
Yeah, the day I went to the James Bond Island and the PP Islands, I remember watching that movie over my grandmother's house. My uncle had the VCR tapes.
I thought
And
about
you
that
remember
too when I
back in
went
the
there.
day, you would get the whole set. So my
Yeah.
uncle's like, he was an older uncle. He was like 10 years older. I was like 10. He was like 20. So you already know. He was like, don't touch the VCR tapes, don't touch the James Bond, this and that. And he had just got it. And he hadn't finished watching all of them. So we snuck and watch it. And so, and you know, that midget, the midget on the show, on that movie stood out.
Jab.
Yeah, so when you go there, when I went there, it just blew me like, man, I went around the planet, literally, went up, circumvented the planet. I'm here. It's something I watched as a childhood boy, and I always wanted to be smooth in my tux, this and that. Just the whole James Bond. And you're right. I didn't look at James Bond as a color. I looked at him as that's the man, the type man that I want to be. You know, smart, daring, world travel, ladies man. You know, I can put them hands on you. You know, all of it. And
That's where
so
the that's where the
That's
power
what
was at
Thailand did for
though.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where the power
Thailand
that's
really
what the
did that for
power's
me.
in it. Oh, that was
Yeah,
in Thailand.
yeah, because I really wanted to go. So when I got out there and saw those limestones mountains and that clear water like that, and they keep those beaches and stuff clean because it's it's a tourist. It was like I was like, this is the cleanest place on the planet. Going to Maya Bay, you couldn't even no sunscreen, no getting in the water. Well, we was able to get in the water that day, but it was just. I feel like I got 10 years younger, fellas, when I got back to states and like really got back home and got back in the groove of things. I feel younger still.
Mhm.
I have Vietnam and Thailand changed my life. You know, I mean, like the change in the way that I got treated and the way that I could just go and be myself and it wasn't seen as being like lame or creepy or anything like that. I was just like would wave at people. I wasn't they didn't think I was corny. They thought I was something interesting. It was amazing.
Wow, exactly.
Yeah, I'd like to go
My
to some place
That's
tropical. You know, I mean, I've been to the UK, been to France, been to Brussels, but I need to see Southeast Asia.
well, what changed my perspective. I was young. I don't know. People may say laugh about it, but mine was Canada. So I
Mm.
was like 14. I was like 13 to 14, and I had to go to. I went to a family took me to Vancouver,
Okay.
and I stayed with a family because I was in a foster care. So I was staying with them, and just to listen to the peace, I'm like, ain't no gunshots, ain't no everybody sleeping, no time. This is everybody was just so different. So then I started to understand then, and then I got to the military and I traveled and to different places and stuff. And then when I went to Iraq and I noticed that they were different, I'm like, oh, these people ain't what they said it was. And I interact with the people more and more and more. And then it was just on a different level of scrutiny that we're pointing the finger at each other when you realize it all. When you see it, we all pointing. I was told that you were this, and then they saying I was told that you were this, and we're like, oh, we got to relearn each other all
Yeah.
over again, and that's what it's all about. We're and people are getting in the way of that relearning. They're relearning because we're trying to relearn each other. Like I haven't seen you in a long time, so how are you? Oh, I do this, I like this, and people are getting in the way of that. So, but
Well,
I
I mean, you
did.
can't trust mainstream media or TV or anything. It's all people that are trying to sell you their products or sell you their ideas,
Hmm.
and they're trying to get you to think a certain way, and I just don't agree with it. I just ignore it. But I mean, I get my information more from like YouTube than anything else because at least it's coming from people that I trust.
Well, at least you get to choose. At least you get to choose. So in the end, if anything does go bad, you still have yourself to blame, and you could just chalk it up to like I made a mistake, and you can fix it. But when somebody else is throwing shoving something down your throat, and you don't know what to do with it, and then it expresses itself in different ways like anger and
Hmm.
and other stuff when you can't in
You
the
know what it is
situation.
with YouTube? You're actually learning more because you're taking in new information all the time, right?
This
Especially
is an
if it's
alternative to mass
information you
media
want.
because rather than believe
Yeah.
everything you see and hear, you
Hmm.
get it from the sources.
Exactly.
Exactly. Before I went to Thailand for the first time, I think the only things that I kind of knew about Thailand was what I saw in the Hangover Part 3 or the Hangover Part 2 or whatever it was. So basically, I was expecting it to be backwards. It was just the first country I really went to was China, and I lived over there as a student. And the only, Chinese movies are what they are. So, everything is stereotypes. And I went over there and I was totally blown away, And when it came to dating was awesome. And the women actually cared what you thought. And, they weren't just, it seemed like they just weren't like the woman in the video you were playing. She's like, oh, yeah, they're only with you because you got money. I was a student. I didn't have money. Like I was just a student.
Right.
And the thing about it is, the women overseas appreciate men for the things that the women here don't, because they act as if they don't need men. And the funny thing is, they're going to end up paying a man to do all the things that they don't have a husband to do anyway.
Yep.
So they, as far as they're concerned, they'll just get a collect. Steve Harvey said it. You're going to get yourself a gaggle of men, and you get what you want out of each one of them, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what drives the U.S. economy.
Women here are trying to force you to accept polyandry. They're polyandry. They're literally trying to force you to accept it.
And
the
Steve
thing
is
about
telling
it
us
is
to
we
be
don't have to
simps.
accept it. We don't have to accept it.
But you know who you're gonna be in the bed with? You're gonna be in bed with Apple, Microsoft. Because those are the men. Those are the men that are in their lives. All those name brands is in their life, and you got to compete with them.
Well, actually, I was talking about they want you to accept Pookie and Ray Ray. When you come over to pick up your kids on Saturday, and Pookie's just leaving, and Ray Ray's just getting it. So my
Steve
thing
wants
is,
us to be simps.
They want you to be cleanup bros, not passport bros. They want you to be cleanup bros.
That's Steve's philosophy. I'm not buying it.
Can I make an
It was
analogy?
so bad. Oh, go ahead.
Can I make an analogy to what's going on currently and in the movement? It's a two-angle way. The shame and the hate is coming from and technically officially what to call it, from American men, no matter what your race is, and you go and you relocate, you're officially called an expat. So they're showing disrespect when they making these national and media headlines, and what we're seeing by not saying that, because that gives a certain energy of different from just the name of a travel group. So officially we're expats. All right. So technically we're expats. Now let's look at this. Now from this area of space that we're seeing here on YouTube, when we're seeing independent men that's thinking independent of the status quo, some have risen to popular status, status, like Kevin Samuels. So they don't want that anybody that's not in the narrative to come from something organic. So that's why it's the extra shaming already, especially any officially technical expat American men. Now, here's the other thing. I look at it this way, that these men are expats are kind of leaders, because the American, the heart of the American society and community is you move to the best side of town and have your kids in the best schools and send your kids to the best universities. And you would even uproot your job and your family to do that. That's a part of American culture. So from what I hear from all these different brothers that are traveling, hey, they're just like, instead of moving across town to get your kid in a better school and then this and that, they're doing the same thing for a better environment. That's a part of the Western mindset, the capitalistic mindset, and the capitalistic society that we all been in, no matter what your skin color is. So when they do the shaming tactics against what we technically are, American expats, they're shaming the whole American ideology. We're just the first ones to jump over it. Like at first you didn't see all the news channels and stuff with social media and Facebook. And then when so many people got it, then that's saying, the news correspondent saying, yeah, you can see the weather girl at her Facebook, and I'm the meteorologist at Facebook and Facebook. Then the corporate media picked it up, and it's the same way. I'm gonna land the plane there.
How you doing, Margie? But yeah, guys, it's gonna continue. That's why I like what Big Truck is doing, because Big Truck, he shows it in a different level, right? Big Truck, the way he travels, he's one of those guys that shows the high value side of it. Because women try to make it seem like guys are just broke, right?
Is this
I'm
the
more
guy
like
that
mid
posts the
level.
wedding pictures,
I'm the
brother?
guy who posts business class for.
Yeah, he posts. But yeah, that's big. That's Big
Oh,
Truck.
that's you. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's Big Truck.
It's
Yeah,
been
Big Truck.
it's been coming
All
up in my
business class.
feed, and I say I
Yeah,
like it. He every now and then you'll show a brother that's engaged or married from the
yeah.
U.S. with a Asian sister or something like that, right?
There you go. Yep.
Yes, that's the type of marketing we need. That's the type of we need to show those success stories so brothers getting their families and taking that US dollar and going somewhere else and starting a family. It's the same thing,
Exactly.
like moving across town to go to a better school for your kids.
Mhm.
So he want a better environment for his kids, a better outcome, and the numbers say so. The numbers say
But
it.
but you know what it
Except
is
all
though.
of your expenses go down when you travel. I mean, you can make the same
Exactly.
income, live a lower, a higher quality of life with lower expenses, and and be putting away so much per month. I mean, you can, be on your way to early retirement quite easily just by
Mhm.
making the same income and going now.
Well, I want to pick you guys' brains really quickly. Think about it. You see what Big Truck shows. You see what I show, right? You notice that never gets talked about. Why is that?
No, well, it's counter to the narrative of those who are attacking, passport bros in general. It's counter to their
Hmm.
narrative. You see, the thing about it is they expected your resources to be kept behind. So after they ruin their lives, you're supposed to be a cleanup man. But
Hmm.
Passport Bros gives you an option
Option.
in a cleanup man. They don't want you to have options. They
Yeah.
just don't want you to have options. And that's what it comes down to. They want you to have no options whatsoever. And they want you to be stuck being forced to accept sloppy seconds. So
Hmm.
it is what it is.
Right.
It just is what it is. There's no way around it. And they can attack you all they want, but the thing about it is you have every right to travel and you have every
Exactly.
right to basically do whatever you want.
Yeah, we can't pass a law to stop it, so there's
You
nothing they can do
can't.
about it.
Yeah, I remember when I was young and I was told like two things. One thing I was told was that I wasn't hood enough, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, oh well, all right then,
Oh, you're a
all
nice
right.
guy, but
Yeah, I'm a nice
Right.
guy. What
Yeah.
the second thing that I was told was like you are like the end guy. At the end when I'm done playing around and I'm done having fun and I need to
leftovers.
be serious and stuff and everything. And I'm like, no,
No.
that's not gonna happen. You
Right.
know,
That's
but
I
what they
don't
want
think
us all
so,
to
man.
do.
I didn't realize that the roles it reversed. So in the beginning they was like that. In the end, they kind of like peter off. In the end, they all fall off. But then I'm just getting going. I'm just getting started. You know, it's like I'm in my prime. So
Yeah.
it kind of just it kind of just fell wayside, no, they end up the cans that you see on the end of a wedding dragging along behind the car, still trying to still trying to hold on for something. You just don't pan out the way it's supposed to. I was shocked when I was told that. You know, I wasn't
But
hood enough. I was like, dang, that hurt, that
Yeah.
hurt, that hurt. I thought I lost my
Lame,
black card. Like, really?
lame, corny, all that stuff.
right, and then you find yourself acting in a way that you shouldn't be acting to try to prove how black you are, how hood
Yeah,
you are, and it's counterproductive. It's just
it is.
It actually made me feel good anyway because like in the end, like I know that I was being my true self. You know, I'm from Detroit, so it's enough said about that. When I was told that, like, hey,
Mhm.
it is what it is. I don't need to be game banging all day long. That's not my thing. You know, that whole gang banging thing is supposed to come out for protection, and that's the only thing I need it for. I ain't got who got to prove that you gangster all day every day. You know,
It's
just
dysfunctional. You shouldn't
Just
have to
look at
prove
your
that at
outcome. Look
all.
at their
Period.
outcome.
I want to ask a question about the title. It says that Filipina said that the parents don't approve of their daughters talking to passport bros.
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
Nice talk to y'all. Man.
Yeah,
All right.
All right, peace.
chances are the person who's talking about that, their parents probably don't even know what a passport bro is.
Mhm.
And they're
Okay.
just saying stuff. That's what it really comes down to.
You know what it is too. Some people there's still some Filipinos, not many though. They don't understand exactly what we're talking about now. Most of you guys saying, "I'm not hood. I'm not a pookie," right? They look a lot of people around the world look at black men as pookies.
Exactly.
Right.
They
That's
they, they
unfortunate.
can't help it
From
because of
hip
media.
hop. From hip hop.
Yep, hip
Yep.
hop media.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like John Morant and right now in the NBA showing he's a gangster. I
Yeah.
mean, that doesn't
Yeah,
help.
got rainbow hair. We talking about the women with rainbow hair. Now these
Mhm.
guys are actually. We talking about why these women walk around with purple and green hair. That's not, it's like witchcraft or something. If you look in the scriptures or any cultures, it talks
Mhm.
about that. And then these guys are walking around with green hair and orange hair, like whoa,
Dennis
whoa.
Rodman was doing that in the 90s.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they being promoted and pushed to the front. And that's why this is another form of independent media for independent men thinking, and it's needed. Like, it's and that's another thing. And when you got those types coming out shaming brothers, when the Pookie's coming out shaming, it's like, okay, you wasn't gonna go and try to flourish in that environment. That wasn't an environment for you. Okay, if you don't like that environment, okay, stay back in New York. Okay, do Detroit. Okay,
Mhm.
you like it in South Central. You like how that. Okay, you like how that feels. Roll with that. It's all good. But the extra attention, it's been perpetuated from the top, because when you see the top medias and the Oprahs and the movies for so long and how it was shamed, and we were young at the time, they were shaming the generation before us, and maybe that's why they didn't travel as much, like our uncles and our fathers or brothers who, like, and that's why it's brothers that are older travel abroad 60s and 70s, and they say it's not a lot of us, it's only us that was in the military, because the other ones that stayed back home then joined the military, they got shamed. And so we're like breaking out. We're breaking out of the prison. We're like, oh no, the shame is not gonna work. So the next generation, the younger generation, gonna know, like, hey, the world is not just my zip code. It's, hey, I can go to this country, I can go to that country, I can learn a language while I'm in school. I can
Exactly.
make money here. I can go buy a house here, stay here, work online here, still have the homeland back in Georgia, or Texas, or Nebraska, and move here. So it's open now.
That's what's up.
Mhm.
That's what's up. But then a lot of people don't see that. And then you got these pandering simpians. I call them homo simpians because they pander to these women and that bash the passport bros. And they never travel. You can tell they never traveled. All they talk about is we can't get no girls, we ain't got no game or whatever. But what have you done outside of your zip code, man? What are you
Mhm.
doing? All you do is bash the passport bros because it's fashionable. Have
There
you
you
done any
go.
research?
There you
You
go.
can put everybody in one category. Think we out there trying to trick, but at the same time, there's brothers out there getting married. You got
Yes.
brothers out there starting businesses.
Businesses.
Yeah.
And you got brothers like
Mhm.
you doing your Muay Thai. You understand?
Yes. Look, you can only have sex. The best of us can only have sex for an hour, 45 minutes. The rest
Yeah.
of the time, you got to be entertained. You got to eat. You got to have something to do. It's so much business opportunities for the travel movement right
The
now,
world is
and
bigger than
that's
coochie, y'all. Come
and
on.
that's what I'm capitalizing in on. Where all these guys go, okay, wherever
Yep.
they go, what's the hot circuits? Colombia, DR, Brazil. Okay, I'm setting up Airbnbs there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm setting up rental property there, because I know in another 20 years, they said Patsiao was the smallest Sassoul back during the war when all the vets and the military was there. So all these people hating, the U.S. government facilitated Patsy out. So while y'all talking all this, the U.S. government did agreement with the Thailand government. So while the Vietnam War and all that was going on, they can go over there to Patsy out and chill.
And the
So they
American
won't.
dollar is at the bottom right now because now you got BRIC and everybody's going to start using their currency.
There you go.
When America falls, what are these same hood dudes are going to do when the economy falls?
Exactly.
You know,
So
you got to have a backup plan. You got to have money saved up. You got to have stocks, bonds, and you got to have businesses overseas. You got to have something to fall back on.
the men with passports are going to be traveling more when economic times or social strife hits the United States. So the men that travel are going to be the ones that's going to be an economy where you can make money servicing them in some type of way. Housing, food, shelter, services, legal services, tour services. So these people are trying to take the light off of, and that's what I've been trying to point out. They're trying to take the light off of what the expat movement is about. It's a business, it's international business, and I'm ready to do business. I know they have the economic means to do business if they're traveling out of the country and staying out of the country for extended time. Exactly. Exactly. So brothers, keep doing your thing. Keep increasing your income by moving to places with smaller economies and better luxury and better tropical settings. And that's a business move in itself. And it's paying yourself when you learn another language. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, rational thought is like a religion to me. And so I try and put this in very rational terms for the people that listen to me. And I explain it like this, okay? Hypergamy is worldwide. I mean, we accept that, all right? And so the U.S. is still, as it stands right now, at the top of the financial food chain, okay? And they're chasing the top 5% of guys. I'm being very generous with the 5%. It's probably smaller, okay? So, and the U.S. population is only about like 4% of the world's population. Okay, so they're chasing the top 4% or so of this
men in the world.
Yeah, and it's a very small portion of the world. Okay, now if you travel and you make, say, the average of, like, say, what, $51,000 or so, all right, you are in the top like 2% of income globally. Okay, in other words, now you're high value when you go out there. It is, I can quite generously say that you have 1 billion women that would marry you. Okay, that's being very conservative. Okay, so you have all of the options. Okay, 1 billion people is 3 times the population of the entire United States. Okay, so when you look at in those mathematical terms, it only makes sense for you to travel and exercise your options. Okay,
Can I ask
emotions
you a
have nothing to do with it. The numbers just say so, that you have a better chance of having a good life and the life that you want by exercising those options.
I heard you say you was a Chinese background.
Yes, sir.
Have you
I mean, I'm what they call a banana, you know, because I was born and raised in California. I tried to speak the Cantonese as a kid. My grandmother didn't like the way that my inflection would cause me to say dirty things instead. So she asked me to stop trying to attempt to speak it. And so, you know, here we go. I probably speak more Spanish than Chinese. But
isn't the term Hua Chow?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Would you consider marrying one of the Chinese women that they say that's from age 26 to 30 that they consider the leftover woman in China?
No. Christmas kickoff. Christmas kickoff.
Because in China, hold on. Because in China, they say from 26 to 30, they consider that leftover. I was like, wow. So have you ever considered that as a Chinese American?
Well, now personally, I do not have a racial preference as far as who I have a relationship with. I mean, I just like beautiful women who are kind, right? I mean, my Mexican girlfriend is a strong, independent woman who also knows how to treat me very, very well. I have videos on how she treats me if you watch my channel.
Okay, I
Like
never
I
seen
got
your
receipts.
channel. Okay,
But
I never seen your channel.
so it's
Hold
not
on.
about that. Okay.
When you were younger, did your family? Because she talked about how families don't like the Asian women to have passport bro husbands or boyfriends. So I'm like flipping it because you're an Asian man, but you grew up in America. Your family was tripping over you having a Mexican girlfriend, or was your family like you got to go get a woman from China, or you got to match with a Chinese American here in California?
My grandmother was very disapproving of the fact that I never took a Chinese girl to prom or winter formal. Like it
So
was
the
always
old
like
school, the
a
old
white girl or a
generation.
black girl, or I think there was
So the
one
old
girl
generation
who was
think like that.
Vietnamese, and she didn't like that very much. But ultimately, you know, one of my favorite quotes is your life is yours alone. Rise up and live it.
Okay.
Right? Like nobody gets to live your life. All right. Like it's not about people don't have to approve of what I do. All right.
Mhm.
Like I don't break any laws. I follow my moral compass. All right. That's then after that, nothing that I do is subject to somebody else's judgment. All right. And it shouldn't be that way for anybody in this space.
Well, in Thailand, I saw a lot of mixed couples that ties and all the other nationalities, and like with kids, or they've been the guy's been staying there. The guy took her back to the Western world for a little bit, and they moved back to Thailand. I saw a lot of that, so I'm like, it seems like it's a part of their culture that they do marry a foreigner.
All right,
It seems like almost.
let me say something about that. Here's the thing. East Asia, which you're basically talking about China, Japan, Korea, and you can also include, say, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, right? The majority of those countries try to be homogenous. They don't want anybody mixing into their culture. They don't want anybody taking, their women, and they don't want, they want you marrying within the religion. They want you marrying within the ethnic group. They want you marrying, in some cases, within caste, within class system and whatnot. Now, that's all changing right now. Right now, Japanese women, South Korean women, and the men are going down to Southeast Asia, and they find in Laos, Cambodian, Vietnamese, Thailand, Filipino women, right? Because China had that shortage of women due to their one-child policy.
Mm-hmm.
And in Japan, they have a shortage of women to marry. And in South Korea, they're having the same exact problem because of feminism. And divorce rates are up in all three of those countries, just in instance. In India, it's low. It's only like 1% divorce.
1%, yeah.
Very, very low. But Southeast Asia is basically at this point a breeding ground for wives. So the Chinese are going down there. They're passport bros, unapologetic. Japanese, South Koreans. And the thing about it is, if it wasn't for American women so bad, being so horrible, American men, that and the fact that their pensions go so far when they go over there to live in the Philippines, or they go to live in Thailand and Vietnam specifically. Vietnam's even cheaper than Philippines is. But if it wasn't for the fact that they can go over there and they can live the rest of their life, they can live on a pension, they can have a younger wife who's going to give them a family, and they pretty much have no worry about divorce, because as you know, Philippines has almost no divorce. They only have like annulments and whatnot.
Vietnam is low too, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about, and Cambodia marriage is very sacred. So it's that Southeast Asia has not a huge problem with intermarrying, but you also have to think about it like this. These are darker skinned people, and the lighter skinned northern people basically look down on them. So if you bring home if you're a South Korean man, you bring home a Filipino wife, your family's going to give you some issues. If you're a Chinese man, you bring home a Filipino wife or a Thai wife, your family's going to give you some issues. Oh, why couldn't you get a Chinese wife? And they straight up shame their children.
I would hate to think about a black man.
Now, if you get a black
yeah.
man, and the black man got, like, if he's like, famous, or if he does big things, if he's a high value man, they're going to give you some problems, but eventually they may accept it, because the option is not marrying at all. So they're not, some of the families may not be happy about it, But when you're a black man, you go to Southeast Asia, those women aren't radically different from us, especially with the mentality. That's why skin bleaching is a big deal down there. You know, they're not radically different from us. So they look at black men specifically as you know, we're taller. We're, you know, some of them think we're handsome and this, that, and other for various reasons. You know, I don't want to get into. But the bottom line is Southeast Asia and North Asia are very different in mindset. They're very, very different.
It sure is. That's why I was shocked when the girl said they're going down to places where marriage isn't good. It's like, what are you talking about?
Jay, they don't know. Jay,
You
first
didn't
of
do any
all, the
research.
people you're responding to, they don't travel. These people
They
haven't
don't
gone here.
travel.
The
There's
only
no
places they
research.
go, these are women. The only place they
It's
go is like the
propaganda.
Caribbean. They only go to a couple of places: Caribbean, Greece, Italy, France. They only go to a couple of high-profile places so that they can take pictures of their Instagram, and that's it. They don't travel anywhere else, and they damn sure ain't going to Asia because they're outclassed by all the women there.
Yeah.
And the form said it to Malaysia, Indonesia as well. Good places to go. I mean, a lot of these places over here, pretty much Southeast Asia, is one of the best places to go. You know, now if she was just saying, okay, DR or something like that, okay, you have an argument there, but that's not the case over here.
Well, they don't want us going to DR either. They don't want us
Yeah.
getting better deals. They want your wallet in their hands. They don't want you getting
Exactly.
no better deal.
They want to keep you in that rotation.
How does it look? You're a 40-something-year-old black male, and you go to another, even a white male. How does it look like you're a 40-something-year-old American male, and you go to another country and get you a wife half your age, and you bring her back here and flaunt her around in front of these women here who are
I'm not bringing her back.
Well,
You
no,
kidding?
but you got to understand,
You guys do.
a lot of guys do. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you, but I'm
Yeah,
just
wherever
It
saying.
works
I
though a
run
lot of
city, and
times.
I would never bring it. I would never bring it to New York. Hell no.
Yeah, but
They'll do
there's
their
a lot
best
of
to try to
guys.
corrupt her.
A lot of guys bring them back, and it works. It actually works. The women make it
Hey
seem
Jay,
like
can I jump in?
all of the women are just leaving, but no, that's not true. What happened?
Yeah, can I jump in?
Oh yeah, jump in. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, I've been to Cebu. I went there in January, met a nice lady. Her and I, have good conversation every day. Go back and forth. I'm heading back there in about 3 more days. I spoke with her. She doesn't even want to, come to the U.S. So I'm 57. I'm trying to, make plans of moving out there and retiring out there. So I'm in the process of getting myself together,
Yeah.
heading out that way. But I went out there, met her family and everything. Nobody asked me for anything. She doesn't even ask me for a dime. And I try to reach out to you a couple of times. I'm from New York City, also. I'm from Hollis.
Yeah, right
So
from New York.
yeah,
Bronx
yeah.
on
I moved. I moved to Florida about 5 years ago. So I moved out of New York, came to Florida, bought my own house. I could never buy a house if I was in New York. Purchased my own house. I'm in Palmetto. I have a great job. I'm a director of environmental services, making decent money. So right now I said, listen, if I sit back and look at it, you're talking about, I got another good, maybe 30, 35 years. I need to get myself out of New York and live. So that's what my sole purpose is to, find somebody that cherished me the way how I am. I'm telling you, when I went there in January, I had my lady, as soon as I got there, I got back to my Airbnb. She was taking my boots off. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I never had a woman take my boots off. Took my boots off. We went in the shower. She made sure I was good, and showed me around, the neighborhood. It was great, man. I had a great time, in Cebu. But,
You hold on,
again,
you left that apart. You said we went in the shower, so she washed you too. That's
yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? But bro, if you never been there, I'm from the islands. I'm from the islands. From Trinidad. But again, different culture of people, beautiful people, respect. Nobody looked at you differently.
That's it, man. And what's funny? I get so many guys that say, "My Filipina didn't want to come back. You know, it's funny. A guy on my channel not too long ago said the family said, "Could you not bring her to the U.S. right away? I want her to stay here." And oh, no, it just kills the narrative. I don't know. It's like, but I think you know what I think. You know, what I think it's starting to happen though.
What's that?
Bashing the passport bros is dying, and
Yeah, but
women
listen,
see what's happening. They see the positive. They see what's happening on a big truck. They see what's happening on my channel. They see other guys' channels. They won't say it and congratulate it. They're just quiet, and the content is dying. Like
women
it's
are women are
dying
gonna
to bash
women are
guys.
gonna say whatever they want to say. They have, already have, the bad attitude. They're not looking to cater to anything.
No,
I
no.
had women tell me, that, oh, you're not even black. You're from the Caribbean. I'm like, what the hell are you talking? What are you talking about? If
That's an
anybody
ignorant
outside look at me, they see I'm
man.
black. All right, so they're like, oh, well, you don't talk
So
like
how
you're black and
how
this, that, and
hood
the
do you
third.
have to be black?
Yeah,
Does that make any
exactly.
sense?
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, you'll still have people who will try to stop you from doing what, what you want to do. You're always going to have somebody say something negative. Your thing is don't listen to anybody. You go on out and do what you need to do.
Policing, cock blocking. That's what it is.
Well, that's exactly what it is. If they can't have you, they don't want nobody else to have you.
Exactly.
You know.
But then you go to the
And
Caribbean and get their backs blown out by Dexter.
yeah, exactly, right? It's, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But again, the thing is that they're chasing the money. They want to chase the money. They want to see what you have. If you have property, I told somebody, I said, man, if you want to deal with me, you got to be on my same level. I'm not going for anybody less than that.
Mine,
Hey,
mine is mine is
Well,
mine is mine. Period.
They're
well,
they're they're
Danny
they're
Arnold.
they're 304 lovers. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying Danny Arnold said there's passport brother in Northern Asia regions too. They're the biggest passport bros over here, Danny. That's all I want to say. The Asians are the biggest passport bros, and also they're the biggest passport pookies. Believe it or not. No, it's true, man. No, the Asians. I gotta tell you guys a story.
You're not
When
wrong.
when I lived in Pasig, right? It was a bunch of Chinese guys. They would have working women over there. They'd be up to 5 in the morning yelling, have a bunch of women running half naked out in the hallway. I'm telling you no lies, guys. I would go downstairs to the first floor because that's the time I would drink. I'll be drinking 3 in the morning, and they'd have girls that were workers come walking through the hallway, and I'd be like, and they'd be looking at you, smiling. I'm like, and these guys be blasting music, dropping beers over the side of the railing because they were on the second floor. They got kicked out, and it was pookie behavior. I'm telling you, I was surprised though because out here, that's what it is. That's the pookies in the Philippines, the Asians, usually from China or from Korea, and they're over here doing all the crimes. That's how it is.
Hey
I
Jay,
throw
I
that
saw.
out there.
Hey Jay, I saw when you went out there, you purchased some land and built a house.
Mm-hmm.
The question is that I've been doing a lot of research on either buying property out there or building a house out there. Which one do you think you prefer, building or purchasing?
Well, I would prefer building because I like brand new, but still, you know, you want to be married and also have a wife that's not, that you're in it with
Right,
all the
right,
way. That's
yeah,
not just there for opportunity.
right,
Because like with Kay, like say if I went to go buy some land, I said Kay would say, "Hey, I'm gonna set up like this, so it's your land,
right.
and you can do what you want to do with it."
Well,
Because she's
with
not
with
out
with,
for
with my
gain. Yeah.
lady, when I started mentioning that, she said, "Man, listen, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do, how you want to set it up is, She says, pretty much it's going to be your house." She says.
Hmm.
And I said, "No." I says, "Well, really, if I do something else and we decide to get married, like decide to get married, we're talking about it. I says, this is going to be you and me. not just me. But her mentality is because she's from the province. It's just that listen, whatever you want is you. It's all you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think people don't understand either. It's like the women from the provinces is totally different than anywhere else.
Yeah, it's true, but still, the land is not ours though. Like I don't own. That's not my land. It's her land because she's a Filipina. As a
Right. So
foreigner,
once you
it's
marry them,
mine.
right? So once you marry them,
It's both of yours. Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's both of yours, and that's usually bad. I wouldn't get into it with a girlfriend. You have guys out here purchasing land with girlfriends.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I
Wait
would
till you're
never
married,
even
right?
buy. Yeah, I would never buy a house for my girlfriend.
No, I wouldn't do that either. My
Yeah.
thing, I'm
This
looking
guy's doing it
at
though.
but I'm looking at the long run. I'm looking like, to
Yeah.
get married and start a family and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got the right one, man. You got a
Yeah.
lady from the province. You're gonna get
Yeah.
marry her.
So
As I
we were
understand
thinking,
it, there's a way for a corporation to
Yes.
own property out there in the Philippines. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It is, and that's how my wife said she wanted to set it up with me. To where you get the land. If I get anything with her, she'll put it in a corporation, and then, you know, it'll be mine, but not mine, because it's still not mine, because I'm a foreigner, right? So if anything happens, and say she passed or anything, and her family said, "I don't want you to have the land. It's not my land." They can take the land anytime they want.
What if you have children?
If your children can inherit,
If I have
that's
children,
what-
yeah, that's
oh,
different. Yeah. So,
so
but
where
really buying, whether you buy or rent or
Mhm.
own, it really depends on your relationship with your woman. That's really
Exactly.
what it comes down to. Because there's a lot of these dudes, a lot of these white dudes specifically, they've sent the better part of their pension overseas to build stuff, and then they get over there and they locked out of it. And she's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, my boyfriend live here." It's like, nah. As long as your relationship's good, then you ain't got to worry. But me personally, I can't see buying anything and owning anything off of American property. When I go overseas, I rent condos or I'll do leases. It's like I can't see building anything overseas. I just can't see it.
Mhm. I get
Or
it.
how about building something? I have friends, Bo Rake says some other people built down in DR because there's no taxes on it, property taxes if it's under like 150,000. But
Well,
how
can't they
about
own the
build?
land out down there? They can own it, right?
Yeah, you can own the land
Yeah, that's different.
in DR. But
You can own
where
land.
you
You
at
can
in
own land in Africa as well.
yeah,
If
where
you
you
ever
at?
go to Africa.
Yeah, where you at in the Philippines? How about the strategy to kind of go around that is building the type of house that's movable. So if the relationship
Mhm.
goes bad, look at you've seen the luxury container homes where they stack them with
Mhm.
about 6 or 7 of them, and it's a 3 bedroom. All
Yeah.
those can be unwelded, taken down, and then re-put up on another site. Like do something like that. So if the relationship goes bad, you have a contract where you own the containers. You can destruct the home and have the home set up somewhere else. And then if it goes bad, they can keep the land and the plot.
hey, I gotta make a run. Hey Jay, I'll chop it up with you another time.
Oh, for sure,
All
man.
right,
I'll be
peace.
here.
All
Safe
right,
travel.
guys.
All
One.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm coming soon, babe. But yeah, guys, I think I'm about to land the ship. I got landed now. I'm about to go to bed. I
You
need to
got
get
to be
me some
tired by now,
rest.
man.
Peace.
I still can go probably till 12, but I'm not gonna do that though. I need to go. I need to get some rest. But thank you guys for coming. I'll be hollering at you soon, Big Truck. Your email is on your YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's still Big Truck Series Review at gmail.com.
Yeah, and I emailed you before,
Right.
so I got you.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'll reach out to you soon,
collab.
man. Yeah, for sure, for sure. We definitely gotta do that. But yeah, everybody, I want to do this again soon. So you guys stay tuned. Look out for the lives. I want to do this again soon, probably within like the next tomorrow or the day after. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And see you guys. Thanks for the live stream. See you later.
All right, Jay.
Peace.
All right
All right,
now.
peace out, y'all.
Peace.